nail, and McGee let it blow out of his hand, and it went down the grating.
Yeah. See it down there, over to the side, next to my wristwatch?
Oh, yeah. Check, huh?
Yeah.
Well, now, the same thing happened to Papa one time, Johnny. Dropped his pension check down a grating like this, and I'll show you what he done.
Oh, good.
You think you can get it out of there?
Give me your belt, Johnny. Got a pin, daughter?
My belt?
Yep. Papa took his belt off. That's the way. Got a pin, daughter?
Well, I'm looking. No, I can't spare that one. Yeah, here's a pin.
All Papa done was to take a pin and stick it through the end of his belt like this and bend it like a fish hook.
Hey, that ought to work. Swell.
Just ease the belt down the grating this way. Break the bent pin across the letter like that and
What?
up the belt, Johnny.
Oh, dear. Down the grating?
My belt. Oh, what'd you have to do that for?
Now that I think of it, kids, that's exactly what happened to Papa. Well, I'd like to stay here and help you hold your pants up, Johnny, but I got to get to work. So long, daughter. Happy fishing, son.
Well, he was a big help.
My gosh, I wish people would leave me alone when I'm in trouble. Doggone it, I can't do anything now till I get my belt out of there. I can't even go home to get another belt till I get my belt.
Look, I'll run home and get a curtain pole. I'll drive a nail in the end of it. You know, like they use in the park to pick up paper.
Hey, that ought to do it. I'd go help you,
You
but...
stay right where you are. And on your knees, too. I'll hurry because you're going to catch cold out here.
Oh, thanks, Molly. Oh, there goes the kid. This ain't the silliest deal I ever saw. Belt's down there, wristwatch down there. Can't even stand up without hanging on to my pants with both hands.
Hey, who are you talking to, mister? Who's down there? Down the grating.
Oh, hi, Teeny. I didn't hear you.
Who's down the grating, Mr. McGee?
Nobody's down the grating, sis. I got a check in the mail. $42 and something tax refund, and the wind blew it down this grating. You see that envelope down there? See it down there?
Oh, sure. A letter, huh?
I tried to reach it, and I dropped my wristwatch, and my belt fell down there, and... doggone it.
Oh, well, see, I can get all that out for you, Mr. McGee. Yeah, me and Willie Toops, we get stuff out of this grating all the time. Pennies and tinfoil.
Yeah, you do? You think you can get my check and my wristwatch?
What's in it for me?
A buck. A big fat buck. $2.
Oh, boy, $2. See, I'll have that stuff out of there in jiffy, I betcha.
Well, how are you going to do it? You can get your hand through all right, but your arms aren't long enough to reach clear.
Well, the way Willie Toops and I do it, we just lift the grating out.
Huh?
Like that.
Well, my gosh, it ain't even fastened down.
No.
Oh, I never thought of that.
And then we hop down in here.
Huh?
That's it. There's your wristwatch.
Thanks.
There's your letter.
Thanks.
And your belt.
Boy, oh boy. I got no time to put my belt on now. I better hold the letter in my teeth, I guess, so I can hang on to my pants till I get to the house and show Molly the check. And, oh, here's your $2, Teeny. Thanks a lot.
Oh, boy. $2.
Hey, Molly, I got it. I got the check.
Oh, wonderful. How'd you ever do
Oh,
it?
never mind now. Take it out of my mouth and open it quick. $42.60 they owe me.
We'll take it right to the bank and... Uh-oh.
Where's the check? What's it say? Read it.
Uh-oh. Says due to the Christmas holidays, tax refund payments will not be mailed out till after January 1st. Merry Christmas.
Mary, you mean... Oh, this is disgusting.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. How about that Christmas shopping of yours? Is it all done? Or are you still wondering what Mother would most appreciate on Christmas morning? You know, the woman of the house spends between 3 and 4 hours in the kitchen almost every day of the year she goes about her task of making your house a home. You could make that kitchen a brighter place with a gift of a radio, styled to match your kitchen decorations. There's no need to remind you that Christmas is a week from today, only 5 shopping days left. So, why don't you hurry out tomorrow morning to your radio dealer and look over his stock of radios that would make Mother happier all year long in her kitchen. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a radio either, and there's a variety of extras to help with the kitchen chores. For instance, with a special clock attachment on many radios, you can plug in the coffee pot tonight and have the radio turn it on in the morning. There's a world of entertainment, news, and programs of special interest every day on the NBC Radio Network. Bring this world to your kitchen with a radio on Christmas Day.
In the midst of all your Christmas shopping, don't forget to buy plenty of Christmas seals.
You can help to continue the fight against tuberculosis by buying and using Christmas seals.
Have a nice weekend. See you Monday. Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC and Paper Mate Pens have brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed. Bill Thompson is the old-timer and Wallace Whipple. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again Monday night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly. Fill your kitchen with exciting drama every day on the NBC Radio Network. The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. NBC and Paper Mate Pens bring you Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. One of the outstanding characteristics of a democracy is the right of each individual to worship according to his conscience and his beliefs. The churches of America symbolize the belief of many that through community worship, we can gain the moral strength and courage to lead a good life. They symbolize the important role which religion has played in the shaping of our nation. Each day, thousands turn to their religious leaders for personal guidance and for material help. Without religion, many of these people would have nowhere to turn in their hour of need. All of us recognize the important role played during the war by chaplains of all faiths in helping our soldiers to adjust to military life. Thus, it is manifest that religion is an important part of the moral fiber of America. It was the need to worship which drove our forefathers to leave their native lands and come here. Let us not forget the importance of the church in our lives. Let us, through recognition of moral and spiritual hungers, guide ourselves and our families toward a way of life which bespeaks peace and harmony and goodwill toward all men. Mrs. McGee is downtown for some late Christmas shopping. Mr. McGee is at home wrapping a package to mail. Here he is in the living room now, stuffing Excelsior into a box.
I'm going to put about a 2-foot layer of Excelsior in this box first, before I even put the base in it. Yeah, you said it, Buster. When I do something, I do it right. This is one time Aunt Sarah's Christmas present is going to get there unbusted for a change. Wad up some more newspapers and stuff them in here.
Excuse me, Mr. McGee. I hate to disturb
Oh, hi, Wimp. You're not bothering me, boy. Come on in.
Well, I heard you conversing, and I didn't want...
Oh, me and the bird were just yakking a little, that's all. What's on your mind?
Well, Sweetie Face is coming home tomorrow, so I'll move out of your guest bedroom.
Yeah, Molly told me the wonderful news this morning, Wimp. Well, that's great, boy. Tickled to death to hear it. For your sake, of course.
Yes. Isn't it wonderful? Well, I wanted to ask you, though, could I take this book to my room and read it tonight? It might give me some ideas on how to handle Sweetie Face.
Which book is that, Wimp?
The Cane Mutiny.
Oh, sure. Help yourself. And good luck with it. Now, let me see. That's about as far as I can go with this box till Molly gets home with some more Excelsior, I guess.
My, you're certainly taking pains with that package, Mr. McGee. It must be a valuable gift.
Cost $18. Now, I want to make sure it gets there unbusted. It's one of them Chinese vases with a picture of a mandarin on it for Aunt Sarah. You know, with pigtails and a kimono and a long black mustache. The mandarin, I mean, not Aunt Sarah.
I didn't think you meant her.
No, of course not. Aunt Sarah don't have a long black mustache. You can hardly see hers at all. Keeps peroxide on it.
Oh.
Anyhow, we finally found a vase to take the place of that one that got busted last time we were there, and the butler said dinner is served, and I got up off the sofa too fast. Boy, I'll never forget her expression when that vase hit the floor.
Her expression?
Yeah, it was in French. Every time I ask one of them French waiters what it means, they call for the manager. It must be dynamite because... That must be Molly now. She probably forgot her key.
I'll let her in, Mr. McGee. I'm going downtown anyhow.
Thank you, dearie. I forgot. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wimple.
Can I help you with those bundles, Mrs. McGee?
Hi, kiddo.
Hello, dearie. No, thanks, Mr. Wimple. I'll just dump them here. You leaving?
I'm just going downtown to get Sweetie Face's Christmas present. Yes.
Oh, watch out for those crowds at the Bontown. They're murder. Say, what are you going to get Mrs. Wimple? Do you know?
Well, I know what she wants, if I can find one. She wrote me a note and told me. She said all she wants for Christmas is a new bullwhip.
A bullwhip?
Yes. I don't know what she wants with it. There are no bulls around our house, goodness knows. If that's what she wants, I'll get it.
Yeah, you'll get it all right.
See you later.
So long.
Oh, McGee, those downtown crowds are just awful. You step into that Bontown, it's like stepping into a whirlpool.
Yeah?
It's a stampede.
Boy.
I went in to buy Mabel Toops a slip, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 3 times I started for the ladies' lingerie on the 2nd floor, and 3 times I wind up in the men's stocks in the basement.
No kidding. Did you ever get the slip?
I gave it up. I bought Mabel 4 pairs of Argyles. Let her exchange them.
Yeah. Did you get me some more Excelsior for this package? I'm stymied here, lad.
Right here, whole sack full.
Good.
Now, we better get that package mailed as soon as we can, too. Do you want to put the vase in now and cover it with Excelsior?
No, I want to pad the box some more first. You know how they throw packages around at that post office these days. I'm taking no chances with a delicate thing like that vase.
Well, I'll take my coat off and rest a minute. I still haven't got my breath from battling that crowd. Heavenly day!
What's the matter? What's the matter? You didn't get your purse snatched?
Look at my hat.
Oh, what's the matter with it? The brim ain't tore. The fruit's still on it. Looks okay to me.
The hat I left here with didn't have a brim.
What?
It was a little felt cloche with a veil in the back. This is not my hat.
What difference does it make? Looks swell on you, kiddo.
Say, it doesn't look too bad, does it?
Oh, come on now. Who are you kidding? Stop admiring your new hat and hand me some more Excelsior. I want to get this package packed good and get it down to the post office.
Just in case you haven't been reminded enough already, Christmas Day is practically here.
Yep, it's creeping up on us like a loose undershirt. Don't you get it, Molly?
It ain't funny, McGee, to a lot of people who haven't finished their Christmas shopping yet, and most of us haven't.
Well, take it easy, Tootsie. I'm here to tell everybody not to get excited. If you're shopping late, gift papermate. Or if you're afraid you've forgotten someone, just go to that store around the corner there and see that handsome selection of papermate pens in 7 different color stylings.
You couldn't buy a more practical or wanted gift if you started shopping 6 months ago. A papermate pen is something your friends and family will use and appreciate all year.
That's right, because papermate is the pen approved by bankers and school principals. Papermate pens can't leak, and the ink can't smear or transfer.
So stop worrying about things like sizes or styles. Give a gift you know is right. Give a new retractable papermate pen in a free gift box. Only $1.69 everywhere.
If you're shopping late, give papermate.
Well, I hope the post office isn't as crowded as the Bontown.
Yeah, me too. Boy, this package is getting real heavy, you know it?
Well, that base was only a foot tall. How did we wind up with a package that's 3 feet square?
Careful packing, kiddo, careful packing.
I still don't know why you had to make such a big bundle out of it.
I'm taking no chances with that base. I stuffed all the Excelsior we had in this box.
Well, here we are. I'll open the door for you.
I'll be glad when this thing is stamped and on its way to Aunt Sarah.
Oh, look, McGee. We hit here just the right time. Place is practically empty.
Good.
Right over here, sir. I'll take your package.
There you are, Bud. All wrapped according to postal regulations. Properly sealed and packed as careful as a parachute. Weigh it and stamp it and read me the bad news.
Looks like it's tightly packaged all right. Now, let's see.
Oh, careful, sir. It has a vase in it.
Oh, fragile, huh?
Oh, it's base. Well, have fun, Bud. You can't bust it. I packed it myself.
Yeah, looks like a fine, sturdy package, sir. Where does it go?
To my Aunt Sarah, sir. It's right there on... McGee, didn't you put her name and address on it?
Huh? Oh, my gosh, I overlooked that completely.
Here, you can use this crayon if you like. Take it to the table there by the window.
Well, thanks, Bud. Be right back. It's a good thing you told us about that, Molly. This thing might have not got to Aunt Sarah.
Post office clerks notice little details like no address theory. You got the crayon?
Yeah. Let me see. Which side should I put the address on?
Which side is up?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you can say that again. Give me the crayon. I'll do it.
Okay.
Mrs. Sarah Driscoll.
Sure a lucky break getting here when the joint's empty. We'll be out of here in 5 minutes and on the way home. But, hey, what's going on here?
Don't crowd the window. Don't crowd the window.
Heavenly days, look at the people.
Where'd they all I'm not going to the end of that line. I was here first, not me. No, sir, not me.
I take it you're not going to the end of the line. Is that what you're trying to say?
Darn right. I'll just explain it to these people, that's all.
You will, huh?
Darn right. Give me that package.
Dearie, if I were you...
Excuse me, Bud. Pardon me, sir. I want to talk to the people in this line a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I came in here with my wife 5 minutes ago, and there was no one here. We were first. The clerk asked us to put the name and address on the package on account of I forgot to do it before I got here. Now I got the package ready to mail. Now, if you'll all kindly step back one pace, I'd like to get back there where I was before, and that's first in line. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you in the name of simple justice to step back one pace.
Come on, McGee, stop wasting time. This line is getting longer every minute.
All right for you guys, all of you. Dad rat a bunch of chiselers. I hope all your packages get busted.
Come on, dearie.
Boy, just wait till one of that bunch is in line in front of me at the grocery store and they run over to get a loaf of bread they forgot. See if I ever let them back in line. You just wait, boy.
This is a shame. The line is almost to the door, McGee. Where does everyone come from?
Ah, they come out of the woodwork. Hey, look, I got an idea.
No, let's stand in line.
You see that big guy that's almost to the window? The wrestler-looking guy?
The second one in line? Yes, I see him. He's as big as a house.
Look, you take the package and I'll go kick him right in the shin and then run. When he starts to chase me, you grab his place, okay?
What if he catches you?
Okay, let's get in line. By George, my congressman.
Oh, am I glad to get home. What time is it?
3:30.
We must have been in that line for 3 hours.
Feels like 6. I'm beat.
Well, at least we got the package mailed to Aunt Sarah.
Yeah.
And that was the last one.
Good.
Thank goodness we don't have to go near that post office again during this rush.
You don't have to worry about that vase getting there okay either, Molly. I had that package stuffed with excelsior.
You sure did.
I guarantee you, kiddo, no matter how them post office guys boot that box around, they're not going to break that vase.
You're absolutely right,
You
sweetheart.
betcha.
They'll never break it.
Because I packed that vase perfect, right?
No, because
Huh?
you left it on the coffee table.
Huh?
There it sits. You were so busy stuffing excelsior in the box, you forgot to put the vase in.
Well, I'll have to put that in there.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. 3 days left. 3 days in which to finish up the Christmas shopping. And if you still are worried about what to get Mother for Christmas, you just weren't listening last week when I suggested a radio for your kitchen. The world is at your fingertips when you dial to the NBC radio network. And a radio in the kitchen can make time fly by as the dishes get washed and 3 meals a day are prepared for the table. You know, the woman of the house spends about 3 to 4 hours in her kitchen each and every day of the year. And you know that a radio would really be appreciated there. Tomorrow, for sure, drop into your favorite store and look over the great variety of radios especially made for the kitchen. They come in brightly colored plastics to match your color scheme. And you'll find that the clock radio can be helpful in turning on and off electrical appliances in the kitchen. If you've already bought your wife's present, why not make a radio for the kitchen your present to the entire household this Christmas morning? Your wife and whole family will really appreciate your thoughtfulness.
Did you see the postcard we got from Uncle Dennis today? Says he may be here for Christmas.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Where is he now?
Denver, Colorado. He says, I'm having a wonderful time in Denver. Altitude here 1 mile above sea level.
My goodness, a mile. That's high, isn't it?
Yeah, he probably is.
McGee.
Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC and Paper Mate Pens have brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Bill Thompson as Wallace Whipple and Jan Arvin as the postal clerk. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly. Surprise Mom with a kitchen radio for Christmas. She'll love the shows on the NBC radio network. Bring you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show was written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Tucker. Fibber and Molly will be with you in a minute.
This is Don Wilson. Do you know why Tums are called the Don't Wait Relief for acid indigestion? Well, it's simple. With Tums on hand, you don't have to wait even a minute for safe, pleasant relief. There's nothing to mix. You don't even need water. Yes, Tums go right to work, give you top speed relief whenever some favorite food, smoking, or overindulgence causes heartburn, sour stomach, or that unpleasant gassy fullness. Tums are so pleasant, minty tasting, just like candy. Here's something else really important. Tums are not water soluble, so they never over-alkalize the stomach, never cause acid rebound. That's another reason why millions of smart Americans always keep Tums handy. Always carry them in pocket or purse for record-fast, safe relief whenever or wherever acid indigestion strikes. So don't wait. Get Tums today. They're still only 10 cents a roll.
Where are we driving for this Christmas tree, and how much will it cost us?
About half what the guy asked for it. I drive a hard bargain, you know that. Them slum-raised lumberjacks don't put anything over on me, kiddo. I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm. Where are we going?
Right around the corner here. Same place we went last year, and I got a $10 tree for $3.50. All it took was a little sob story. What was that guy's name again? You remember?
Marvin. Christmas tree Marvin, he called himself.
Oh, yeah.
The way you had your arm around him during that transaction, I thought he was at least your cousin.
Well, I got a good deal out of him, didn't I? Boy, I don't know. He could have made a living the way I chiseled him down. Uh-oh, here's the place. Wow. Look at them beautiful trees, too.
I'll wait in the car, McGee. These big transactions always embarrass me.
Nothing to get embarrassed about. Just business. When he says $10, he don't expect to get 10. He expects to get 7. That's why I got to say 3 so I can get it for 5. You really ought to learn about driving a bargain on account of...
I'll wait in the car.
Okay, it won't take long. This guy's easier to chisel than a bar of soap. I'll call you when I get the price settled, and you can take your pick. That's the fun of buying the trees, beating these guys down.
Yes, sir. You looking for a Christmas tree?
No, I'm a bird's egg collector, Si. I thought I'd climb a few of these trees and see if there's any bird's nests. Of course, I'm looking for a Christmas tree.
Good.
But I don't want a clerk. I want to deal with the owner. Marvin, his name is. Kind of a sweet, kindly-looking old pigeon, or a gent.
Oh, you must mean Marvin Meyer. Well, he ain't here anymore. He's selling razor blades now.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. What happened?
Oh, too soft-hearted, Marvin was.
Oh?
Sucker for a sob story. Every chiseler that came along took advantage of him.
Oh, well. Well, I'm sorry to hear about old Marv.
But we really got the trees here this year, mister. Just look over this row here. Take your pick of anything in this row for only $10.
$10?
Some of those trees are over 3 feet tall. You look them over. I'll go help some of these other customers out.
Out is right. Out to the poorhouse. $10 for a 3-foot tree. Come on, Molly. Let's leave the car here and walk down this way. There's a lot of lots along here.
You didn't buy a tree?
Marvin sold out. That was the new owner. Remind me to check the post office tomorrow, will you?
Post office? What for?
If that guy's face ain't up there on the wall with a reward for him, it ought to be. Of all the bare-faced burglars. Oh, come on across the street.
Oh, that looks like a nice lot. What does the sign say?
Bruce's Spruces. A tree to fit every pocket.
Well, let's not stop here. We don't want a tree we can put in our pocket.
Oh, that's not what it means, Molly. Hey, look at them prices.
Oh, all trees. 30 cents a foot. Say.
That is a bargain. I won't have to chisel on this guy, kiddo. A 10-foot tree for $3, huh? His prices are better than old Marvin's were last year.
Oh, and look, they're beautiful trees, too.
Yes, they are, ma'am. Beautiful. Glad you like them.
She didn't mean to say that, Bud. That's no fair.
They are rather nice, though, sir.
Take your pick, ma'am. 30 cents a foot.
I'm the kind of a guy that appreciates an honest deal, Bud, if I can't do any better. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with you. I'm not even going to chisel you down. I'm just going to pick out a tree and pay your price. 30 cents a foot.
That's the way we like a deal, sir.
Here's a beauty, McGee. How tall is that, sir? About 10 feet?
Yes, I'd say that's 10 feet tall.
Well, wrap it up, Buster. 10-foot tree, 30 cents a foot, $3, right?
Well, that's the way most lots sell them, by height. But we do it a little differently. We sell by the branches.
By the branches?
This beautiful tree has, say, 20 branches on it. Average branch, say, 4 feet long. That's 80 feet of branches. 30 cents a foot comes to $24.
What?
Oh, my.
$24? $24 for that beetle-bitten batch of sawmill bait? Why, that lopsided droop limb collection of chewed-up pine cones ain't worth 24 cents.
Oh, McGee, now don't
That
get...
broken-down, banged-up, bow-legged balsam ain't fit to start a fire with. Why, look at the trunk on it. I lived out of a better-looking trunk when I was in vaudeville made out of straw. And then limbs. I saw prettier-looking limbs under a plaid skirt on a sergeant and the Scotch Guards. Pah!
Am I to understand from this that he doesn't want the tree, ma'am?
Yes, I'm afraid you're barking up the wrong spruce, Bruce. Come on, dearie, let's go.
Say, I've got it straight from the North Pole that Santa's warming up his reindeer for the takeoff right now. So if you're shopping late, give Papermate.
Papermate pens are so easy to buy. You can get them everywhere. Your neighborhood drug, tobacco department, or stationery store features the famous retractable Papermate in 7 beautiful color stylings. And you get a free gift box with every pen.
And when you give Papermate pens, you don't have to worry about sizes or styles or whether people will like their gift or not. You can bet your Christmas stocking they like Papermate. It's the pen the bankers and school principals approve. Papermate pens can't leak, and the ink can't smear or transfer. Why, everybody that writes would love to have a new Papermate. It's a gift they'll really use and appreciate.
So, if you're shopping late, give Papermate.
And remember, you can buy them everywhere, right now. The famous Papermate pen in a free gift box. Only $1.69. Let's tell them again, Molly, together.
Shopping late? Give Papermate.
Boy, what a bunch of burglars I've run into so far. My gosh, you'd think with all the Christmas tree lots there are along here, some of these guys would be anxious to do business, wouldn't you?
They are, but not at your prices, dearie.
No.
They all seem to have a peculiar attitude about losing money, don't they?
Well, don't worry, I'll get a Christmas tree bargain. If it takes till Easter Sunday, I'll get one.
Feels like Easter Sunday today. You've laid an egg at every lot so far.
No.
Look, why don't we go home and plant a pine cone and wait? We might get a tree quicker that way.
You think so, huh? You know what these guys would charge me for a pine cone? Probably about... Say, there's an interesting looking lot. One with the horseshoe nailed over the office there?
Mm-hmm. Very modest sign they have. Texas tall timber. The greatest trees on earth, or any place.
Come on, let's go look around there.
We've certainly got plenty of trees. No prices on them.
Howdy, strangers. Welcome to Texas Tall Timber.
Hi, sis.
Like John and Settis fell, partner. You too, Marm.
Oh, thank you. We just...
We're just looking around, sis. Is Tex busy?
Well, I'm Tex, partner.
Who?
Tex Aurelia was my baptizing name, but folks around these here parts just call me Tex.
Well, howdy, Tex. I'm right glad to meet up with you.
Likewise.
I take it you're a hankering to round up one of these here Christmas trees. And, partner, you come to the right place. I got about 300 head here, all prime Texas timber.
My, were these trees grown in Texas?
Oh, raised them all right on my pa's ranch, Marm. Right nice layout pa's got down there. Bunkhouse is right on the Rio Grande.
These trees here come from way down there, partner?
No, we raised these here trees on the north part of the ranch, partner. That's in Oregon.
Oh.
Got quite a spread, Paul has.
Probably from sitting on them horses all the time, partner.
Let's get down to business, partner. Pretty mangy-looking bunch of trees you got here, partner. How much you aiming to get for 'em?
Well, how much you aiming to give?
How much you aiming to get?
Well, I'll tell you, partner. I'll go ask my partner. Hey, partner, got a couple of Yankees.
Let's get out of here, McGee, before that road company Annie Oakley comes back with a buffalo gun.
Yeah. Kind of a crummy-looking bunch of trees, anyhow. Doggone it, I'm going to get us a tree someplace if I have to chop one down on the city hall lawn.
That might solve everything, dearie. I understand they serve fine turkey dinners in the city jail on Christmas. I could make you plum pudding with a hax on it, and I'd...
Hey, there's a lot we didn't try right across the street there. See it? Happy Herman. High trees for low prices.
Well, you go ahead, dearie. I'm going back to the car and wait. I'm tired.
Okay, Tootsie. Luck I've had so far, I'm about due for a break, and this might just be the place. Hey, here's a nice tree right out in front here. Yeah, nice and full. Now, if I can get the right price from Happy Herman.
Sure is hard to find a decent tree, isn't it?
Yeah.
These lots are so muddy. Aren't they a mess? Look at my shoes, just ruined. Yeah, sure a gummy-looking bunch of trees, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. I got one here that looks pretty good.
So cold out, too. Just miserable.
Yeah. Well, now, if I can get hold of Happy Herman and get the right price on this tree...
Well, you're talking to him.
You? You're Happy Herman?
I was 3 days ago. But there's nothing gets you down like selling Christmas trees. Everybody's got a different complaint. The trees are either too short, or they're too fat, or they're too thin. It's just too much. All I want to do is sell these last 200 trees and go home.
Well, I may be able to help you, Hermie. I take this tree here. A little cockeyed. Not exactly what I want, but you give me a right price, and I'll take it off your hands, boy.
Well, my feet are cold, and I want to get back in the trailer, so you can have it for $8.
I'll give you 3.
Oh, my, here we go again. $7.75.
$3.10.
$7.50.
$3.20.
7 1/4.
3 1/4.
$7.
$3.55.
$5 1/2.
$4.
5 1/4.
4.
I'll make it 5 even.
4.
McGee, I hate to interrupt, but could I have the keys to the car? I want to...
I'll be with you in just a minute, kiddo. Well, Herman, what do you say?
Okay, I give in. Give me $4.50.
There you are. $4. I'll see you next year.
And not if I recognize you from the trailer window. I had to come out of a nice warm trailer.
Well, Molly, how does she look?
Nice trees, but dearie...
He wanted $8. We saved 4 smackers on the deal.
No, we didn't.
What do you mean?
That's what I came over to tell you. You've been here an hour, and that traffic cop over there is giving you a parking ticket.
What?
If you had left the keys so I could move
Where?
the car...
Oh, no. Well, bring the tree, kiddo. Now, you wait a minute, officer. I can explain. This is Christmas week. You wouldn't give me a ticket on...
We'll say goodnight to Fibber and Molly in a moment. Time is slipping away. There are only 2 days left in which to buy that kitchen radio to place under your Christmas tree. Just imagine the pleasure that will light the eyes of your homemaker this Friday morning when you present her with a radio especially for her kitchen. She'll know that you appreciate the 3 to 4 hours every day that she spends cooking, washing dishes, or doing the many other chores in your kitchen. With a radio in the kitchen, the world will be at her fingertips when she sets the dial to the NBC radio network. There's wonderful music, drama, news, and comedy to make the time pass swiftly and to brighten an otherwise dull day when the radio is your companion. So tomorrow, for sure, look over the marvelous variety of gaily colored radios made just to blend with the decor of your kitchen. And you'll also find that the clock radios available at your favorite store can be helpful in turning on and off electrical appliances. Make this an especially bright and merry Christmas with a present that will bring pleasure all year long. Give a radio for the kitchen to your wife or mother on Christmas Day.
It is a beautiful tree, McGee. We'll set it right here by the front window.
Good.
I called Dr. Gamble and asked him to come over tomorrow night to help us decorate it, okay?
Sure.
He's going to bring his little niece Callahan with him.
Oh, swell. Have him bring a step ladder, too. Mine's busted.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Tums and Paper-Made Pens have brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, with Natalie Masters as Tex and Jack Moyles as Herman. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
The kitchen is the place for radio and dramatic shows on the NBC Radio Network.
McGee and Molly Show. NBC and Paper-Mate Pens bring you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Phil Dent and directed by Max Hutton. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. Can you stop in time? Ask yourself that question the next time you drive your car. If the car in front of you should jam on his brakes to avoid a stray dog, if a child should dash across an intersection, if a tire should blow out, could you stop in time to save a life? Slippery roads, fogged windshields, poor visibility, all of these factors mean that you must be more alert in following simple safety rules. Always get the feel of the road before you accelerate. Try out your brakes to discover just how slick the road surface may be and adjust your speed to driving conditions. Check on your driving habits. Keep your windshields clear of fog. Be certain your headlights and wipers are in working condition. In wet weather, never slam on your brakes. It's a sure way to put your car into a skid on a slick road. And always follow at a safe distance. Traffic accidents and death rates are still extremely high. Be careful. Accidents don't always happen to the other fellow. Mr. and Mrs. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista have invited Dr. Gamble and his lady friend over this evening to help decorate the Christmas tree. Coffee and fruitcake will be served in the dining room, and the host and hostess are getting things ready right now.
Where do you want these ornaments, Molly? And the tinsel?
Just put them there beside the tree, dearie. I'll be with you in a minute. You can start untangling the strings of lights if you want to. I brought them up from the basement.
I see 'em. Boy, are they ever a mess. Looks like a pile of insulated spaghetti with red and green meatballs.
Christmas tree lights are always a mess when you bring them out for the holidays. You know that.
I thought it wasn't going to be like that this year. Seems to me I remember coiling each string up separately last year and putting them in a box to put away neat.
You did?
I did.
Coiled each string neatly, put them in a box, fell down the basement steps with them, gathered them up, and flung the whole mess into the fruit cellar. Remember?
Okay, I'll start untangling them. What time's Doc and his gal friend coming?
Around 8.
I sure wish Uncle Dennis was here to help us. He could take care of putting the lights on the tree himself, you know.
The lights?
Sure. If there's anybody knows how a Christmas tree ought to be lit up, it's Uncle Dennis, because he used to come home every night. What you going to do with the candlesticks?
Put them on the table. I thought we'd have our coffee and cake by candlelight.
Oh, Molly, you're not going to put us through that eating in the dark routine again, are you?
Well, I thought it would be nice.
You remember what happened last summer when we had Herb and Ruth Travis over and you made us eat by candlelight? And Herb ate the nasturtiums and drank the finger bowl and said the soup and salad were delicious.
Oh, Herb was clowning.
Well, that's the night I stuck the drumstick in my eye and I wasn't clowning. That hurt.
McGee, anytime you can't find your mouth with fried chicken, that's not darkness, that's eagerness. I just thought candlelight would be sort of romantic for the doctor and Miss Callahan, but if...
Light the candles if you want to, but leave the ceiling lights on, too, will you?
Well, if you feel that strongly about it, I'll skip it.
Good. Anyhow, when you start cutting that cake, old Fatso ain't going to be interested in romance. Just food.
Oh, I don't know about that now. He drives this girl home from the library 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah? Must be kind of tough trying to romance a librarian, you know that?
Why?
Well, he starts whispering in her ear and she thinks she's back at work.
I guess the doctor makes out all right, though.
Can't you just imagine Doc saying to her, "Have you got a kiss for old Doc?" And she says, "I'll look and see. Who's the author of it?"
That's a funny idea, dearie.
Yeah. There's one string loose. Say, you don't think what's-her-name Doris is really interested in old lard bucket seriously, do you?
Well, it could happen. Look before I forget it. I don't want you throwing any of those comedy names of yours at the doctor tonight.
Me?
You'll be trying to make a nice impression, so you behave. You hear?
Oh, I always behave.
Yes, you always don't behave. Now, none of that tonight.
You mean I can't greet my best friend at the door with a cheery welcome like Happy Yuletide, Blubber Bottom? Or maybe just a simple dignified good evening, Flab?
No.
Okay. Well, there's the lights all untangled. That's not as bad as I thought.
I bought some new bulbs. They're there on the mantel. We always need...
Wait till I plug this string in and see how they look. Make sure they're in good working order before we put them on the tree, and we won't have trouble later on because... Don't light. Probably got a loose bulb.
While you're checking it, I'll plug in the other string and see if it works. We could buy some new lights soon. These strings are about... Well, what do you know? It works.
Great, great. This one's okay now, too, I think. A couple of bulbs were loose. Let me plug it in there. Aha, look at that. All lit up like the Great White Way.
Well, hallelujah.
Yay.
This is the first Christmas in our married life that all the tree lights worked at the same time. Lay them there by the tree with the ornaments.
Oh, boy, this is a good sign, Molly. Anytime I can get the Christmas tree lights working without running after my toolbox and 6 rolls of friction tape, well, I'm sailing.
This is your night.
You said it.
Maybe for once in our life. Watch your feet.
This.
Oh,
What did I step on?
yes,
Which string?
both of them.
I better run and get my toolbox. Well, don't wait, Molly, my mate. We have a date to tell the folks shopping late about Papermate.
What's that, McGee?
I said that right now we want to tell everyone who's shopping late about a swell gift idea.
Oh, you mean Papermate pens?
Right.
Well, I'd like to say that Papermate is a foolproof gift idea. Everybody can use one, and you don't have to worry about color or styles or quality. Papermate is the pen approved by bankers and school principals all over the country.
Yes, and I got it straight from a loose-lipped reindeer that Santa approves, too. And he ought to. Everyone else does. The famous retractable Papermate pen can't leak. The ink can't smear or transfer. You get up to 70,000 words without refilling.
And Papermate comes in 7 beautiful color combinations. Buy one in each color so you'll have some on hand for extra gifts or favors.
That's a good idea. If you're shopping late, give Papermate. Even after Santa takes off, you can buy Papermate pens at your neighborhood drugstore for only $1.69.
So if you're shopping late, give Papermate.
Shopping late? Give Papermate. Okay, Molly. That ought to do it. Plug them in again.
Okay. Contact.
Sure you got the plug in tight?
Absolutely.
Something must be wrong.
Clever observation.
Well, this don't scare me, kiddo. I'll go over this wiring inch by inch, and don't you worry. I'll get these Christmas tree lights fixed tonight if it takes me till next Christmas. Hand me them pliers, and what you looking at?
What on earth is this behind the big chair here? Did you put these here?
You mean those empty eggshells? Don't touch them, kiddo. I got a great gag.
What in the world is the idea?
Now, look. When old Doc comes in, you tell him to sit there in the big chair, see? When he flops down, I'll holler, "What's the ornament, Fatso?" And then I'll crunch them eggshells with my foot, see? That way, we'll get a million laughs out of the look on his face.
No.
Huh?
You'll do nothing of the kind.
Oh.
You're not going to embarrass the doctor now in front of Miss Callahan.
Okay, I won't. But gee whiz, I don't know why.
Here they are now. I'll get the door. Come in, come in. So nice to see you both.
Hi, Doc.
Hello.
Happy Yuletide, Docky. Hi, Doris.
Let me take your things. Put your overcoat here in the hall, Doctor.
I'll take it, Doctor.
Oh, my, what a beautiful tree, Molly.
Well, I'm so glad you could come help us decorate it, dear.
I appreciate being included. I know that you and Mr. McGee are George's dearest friends, and you're sweet to include me in.
George's dearest friends. Oh, bragging again, are you, George?
I didn't say both of them, Doris. I just meant Molly. You can see at a glance that being friends with little mullet head here takes a mighty patient personality.
I'll toss your mighty personality on the sofa there, Lard Bucket, Doctor.
Thank you, Sonny. I will.
Sit down, Doris.
What's the ornament, Fatso?
Great Scott.
McGee, I told you not to pull that silly eggshell trick.
I never touched them eggshells.
Oh,
Good heavens. That's right on a box of ornaments.
it's perfectly all right, Doctor.
I must have broken 3 or 4 of them.
You broke 6 of them. Matter of fact. But that's okay, Clumsy. We got plenty.
Terribly awkward of me.
Oh, you couldn't help it, George.
Oh, no, you couldn't help it, George. Gee whiz, you can't see behind you.
Of course not.
Nobody can. Take a periscope 6 foot long to look around behind that big tub of... Oh, you couldn't help it, George.
Say, when can we go to work here? I'm anxious to start on that tree.
You kids go ahead. Get a kitchen chair and start hanging ornaments, Doc.
Come on.
I got to fix these strings of lights.
Oh, you've got some beautiful ornaments here, Molly. Look, George, isn't this pretty?
Yeah, it looks like artificial fruit. What's it supposed to be, Molly?
A pear, I think.
Yeah, you know what a pear is, kid. A banana with its girdle off.
Get busy on the lights, dearie. We'll start hanging ornaments.
Got this socket fixed okay. I'll wrap some tape around here.
How are you coming, McGee? The light's nearly ready?
Any minute, kiddo, any minute.
Hand me up some more ornaments, will you, girls?
Oh, here's a pretty red one, George. Careful.
Thanks. Top of the tree's a little bare.
Yeah. Top of the doctor's getting a little bare, too, ain't it, Doctor? Shining in my eye.
McGee.
Oh, excuse me. That was the light reflecting off an ornament there, Doc. I thought it was your noggin.
True, you're giving him a new hat for Christmas, Molly, with holes in the crown so his ears can come through?
It's an idea, Doctor.
Ah, it's great to have you around at Christmas time, Doc, because I guess to Molly and me, you'll always seem, well, just like Santa Claus does.
That's a very nice thought, my boy. Are you referring to my jovial, cheery disposition or my well-known generosity?
Oh, I was referring to your big round shape, Doctor.
Oh.
See there, Molly? See how it shakes when he laughs like a bowl full of jelly?
McGee. He doesn't mean anything, Doris. They go on like this all the time.
Oh, I know.
Come on, cornball, get the lights ready. Want me to run down to Kramer's and buy some new tree lights, Molly? We all know little Butter Thumbs here is never going to get them up.
Oh, we all do we all? Well, for your big fat information, Doctor, the lights are all fixed. New bulbs and everything.
Wonderful. String them on the tree and light them up, and we'll have some coffee and fruit cake and admire our work.
This'll just be the prettiest tree in town.
And why not? Look who decorated it.
The reason these lights took me a while is because I did a real job while I was at it. I spliced the two strings together so they'll be easier to handle.
Good, that's a good idea.
Go ahead, plug them in. I'm anxious to
Okay,
see.
where's the wall plug? Oh, here it is. Watch how pretty them new bulbs look. There.
Oh.
Holy smoke.
McGee, what happened?
Every light in the house is out.
Dark, ain't it?
I think I like the tree better the other way. We could see it.
What do we do now, Mr. Edison?
Hey, I got a wonderful idea. Let's light up some candles, Molly. Have our coffee and cake by candlelight,
Oh.
huh? I just love candlelight. It's more romantic that way, and I claim.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. Only one more shopping day left. Sure hope you've completed all except those inevitable last-minute finishing touches. Tomorrow, if you wind up in the mad whirl of last-minute Christmas shopping, unwind as you sit back, relax, and enjoy the wonderful programs on the NBC radio network. Somehow, there's nothing so nice as to get home, take off your shoes, and relax as you listen to the radio. Tomorrow evening, NBC will be celebrating Christmas Eve on many of your favorite programs. There'll be a special program in the Yuletide spirit on the Roy Rogers Show as Roy and Dale celebrate on the Double R Bar Ranch. Robert Young will take his family in tow during Father Knows Best for an amusing and entertaining show, while Eddie Cantor will highlight some of the Christmases which remain brightest in his memory of show business. Ralph Edwards promises you a very special Christmas Eve show, and throughout the evening the Christmas chimes will ring out on NBC. We hope that tomorrow night, after the stockings are hung by the chimney with care, you'll let us at NBC join you for Christmas Eve.
Well, it was a nice evening, McGee.
Yep, and that candlelight was just as romantic as you said it'd be. You know, Doc Gamble's in love. He told me so.
Did he really? What'd he say? What'd he tell you?
Well, it was just before they left. I took him out to the kitchen, to get a glass of water. You know what he says to me? He says, McGee, he says, I love that fruitcake. So I gave him a piece to take home.
Good.
Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC and Paper-Mate Pins have brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Campbell and Mary Jane Croft as Miss Callahan. This is John Wall inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Now's the time to get Mom a kitchen radio for Christmas for the great daytime shows on the NBC Radio Network.
The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show was written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. Fibber and Molly will be with you in a minute. Here's something most of us have to think about sooner or later: retirement. You know, it can be a long vacation, carefree and gay, or it can be a long ordeal, depressing and uncertain. It all depends on how well you've planned for it. A lot of folks are including United States savings bonds in their retirement plan. Smart people. They know that savings bonds are a safe, sound, sure investment. They know they'll get back $4 for every $3 they put in, $100 for every $75 invested when those bonds mature. And you know that happens in less than 10 years. Of course, savings bonds can now be held beyond their maturity date at further interest, the highest rate it's ever been. 3% interest, compounded semi-annually, for as long as 10 years beyond the maturity date of the bonds. Start planning for your retirement now. You'll discover you'll feel more secure tomorrow if you buy United States savings bonds today. The mailman has just left another batch of Christmas cards at 79 Wistful Vista this morning. And Mr. and Mrs. McGee are happily looking them over.
Don't you love to get Christmas cards, McGee?
Sure do.
Look at this one from the Toopses. Picture of a big holly wreath, and it says, "Hope you have a Christmas wreathed in happiness." Isn't that cute?
Yeah. Oh, hey, here's a big fancy card. Oh, boy, isn't that
Oh,
beautiful?
my. Somebody must really like it. That's a lovely winter scene, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Who's it from?
Oh, it opens up. Let me see. Oh, poetry. May you have every Christmas joy through winter, spring, and summer. To send your cares all down the drain, call John, the Oak Street plumber. Oh.
Isn't that sweet? You know, I think we ought to answer that, McGee. John might feel hurt if he doesn't get a Christmas greeting from us. I'll write him.
Yeah, you do that. You write him.
I think I'll say, "Dear John."
Yeah, dear John letter.
We called you on last New Year's Day. You charged $12 a trip. The sink reminds us still of you. It's such a constant drip.
That's great. You want to write that to him, or shall I call him up and read it to him on the phone?
No, neither one. It's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, besides, we might need him again sometime.
I better check over the gifts again now before we...
Come in.
Merry Christmas, kids. Season's greetings.
Oh, hi, old-timer. Merry Christmas.
Season's greetings to you, Mr. Oldtimer.
Stop by to bring you a present, kids.
Well, gee whiz, you shouldn't have done it.
I'll take it back.
Oh, no. Never mind. Thank you very much. My, it's a beautiful package.
Yeah, big one, too. Oh, here, we got a present for you, too, old-timer. There you are.
Little one, ain't it? Thanks anyhow, though. Probably lovely.
I hope you like it.
Oh, I love the holidays, kids. Christmas Eve always puts me in mind of the fun I used to have when I was a kid with that old gang of mine.
The old gang, huh?
Yep. Gee, but I'd give the world to see that old gang. Sure was a great old gang, kids. That old gang of mine used to go out every year singing Christmas carols.
Yeah, who all was in your crowd?
Very exclusive group, son.
I'll bet.
There was Johnny and Pete, and Ronnie and Skeet. There was Eddie and Slim, and Teddy and Myra Belle Kluferhorn.
Myra Belle Kluferhorn.
How'd she get in the gang?
Needed her for harmony, Johnny.
Oh?
She had a fine, rich baritone, Myra did. The rest of the gang was boy sopranos.
Sang a lot, did you?
Only at Christmas, daughter. Used to sing Silent Night so loud we was hoarse the rest of the year. We did have fun, kids. Me and the old gang were together all the time. I tell you, we were insufferable.
I can imagine.
And then, as so often happens to good friends and crew, a woman came between us. Yep, a woman busted up that whole gang of mine.
Who was it?
Mama. Moved out of town and took me with her. So long, kids.
Merry Christmas, old-timer.
There's more fun with the McGees shortly. One of the outstanding characteristics of a democracy is the right of each individual to worship according to his conscience and his beliefs. The churches of America symbolize the belief of many that through community worship, we can gain the moral strength and courage to lead a good life. They symbolize the important role which religion has played in the shaping of our nation. Each day, thousands turn to their religious leaders for personal guidance and for material help. Without religion, many of these people would have nowhere to turn in their hour of need. All of us recognize the important role played during the war by chaplains of all faiths in helping our soldiers to adjust to military life. Thus, it is manifest that religion is an important part of the moral fiber of America. It was the need to worship which drove our forefathers to leave their native lands and come here. Let us not forget the importance of the church in our lives. Let us, through recognition of moral and spiritual hungers, guide ourselves and our families toward a way of life which bespeaks peace and harmony and goodwill toward all men.
What do you think the old-timer gave us? Big package.
I don't know. We'll open it tomorrow. I hope he likes the pipe and tobacco we gave him.
Well, he better like it. I looked all over town to find a bargain like that. You can't hardly find a corncob pipe these days.
Wonder who this is. Come in.
Hi, Mr. McGee, Miss McGee. Merry Christmas.
Well, happy Yuletide, Teeny.
Merry Christmas, Teeny. Come on in.
Yeah.
I came to bring you a present. It's for both of you, and I made it. Here.
Oh, you made it. Gee whiz, that's a beautiful present.
Lovely package.
Just beautiful. Wonder what could be in it. It's,
A wash rag.
Hmm?
It's a simply just lovely wash rag, and I made it in school.
Oh.
Because we were learning how to knit, and all of us kids were knitting socks, only my socks came out of wash rag.
Oh.
Well, it's just what we needed.
Oh, sure it is.
And I got a wash rag. You can both use it.
Well, we just don't know how to thank you, Teeny.
Well, we have a little present for you, too, honey. We sent it over to your house.
Oh, boy. Gee, thanks. Hey, Mr. McGee.
Hmm?
Will you do something for me, though, for Christmas? Tell me a story, will you, please? A story for Christmas,
Well, okay, Teeny. Seems as good a time as any.
Oh, goody. I love your stories.
Well, I like them, too, Teeny. I'll just sit over here out of the way, and I'll keep real quiet here.
Oh, Teeny, did you ever hear the story about Laura, the lopsided pine tree?
Oh, no, mister. No, I never heard that one. Is it a true story, mister? A true one, is it?
Well, it's sort of a little piece of folklore that's been kind of handed down from generation to generation. Or will be, as soon as I can think it up.
Oh, boy, that's the best kind, I betcha.
Yeah, well, sir, long time ago, once upon a time, there used to be a great big forest. Oh, it was out past Dugan's Lake a ways, and it was all full of tall pine trees.
Oh?
And every year on Christmas Day, the king of the forest would invite all the people from all around, and they'd have a Christmas party and sing songs and give each other presents, and they had wonderful times.
I love parties, I betcha.
Yeah. Well, every year, the king would pick out the prettiest tree in the forest to have Christmas under, you see. There got to be quite a contest among the local pines to see which one would be chose the king's tree.
The king's tree,
Yeah. Now, way off in one corner of the forest, kind of by herself, stood Laura. The lopsidedest, funniest, lookingest, poorest little scrubby old pine tree in the whole woods. Her branches were all cockeyed, and her bark was always falling down, and she was just a real sad sapling.
Oh, poor Laura.
And the other trees, the big, tall, beautiful-looking ones, they used to sneer at little lopsided Laura all the time. Some of them trees got so vain about their good looks that you just couldn't stand them.
Gee.
Spent all their time crimping and powdering their combs and combing the bird's nests out of their hair and looking pretty.
Oh, that's not a good way, I betcha. People shouldn't be vain, especially pine trees.
That's right. But these pine trees got so bad they wouldn't let a bird build in their branches. They took all the squirrels out onto the ground. And the only place the little creatures had to live was Laura. And little lopsided Laura gave them all a home.
He had a kind heart, huh?
Sure. But the other trees used to razz her something fierce. Look at Lopsy, they'd say. Get her. Hair full of birds' nests and her lap full of squirrels. Boy, are you a mess, they'd say. Oh, yeah. Oh, them pine trees needled her all the time.
They were naughty pines, huh? Naughty pines.
Yeah, I was going to say that myself. Well, anyhow, one Christmas Eve, little Laura just couldn't take it any longer, and she just broke down and cried. Just stood there sobbing kind of softly to herself.
Oh, gee. Just like a weeping willow, huh, mister? A weeping willow?
Well, she was more what you might call a crying conifer, sis.
Oh.
And while she was standing there crying softly and the other mean old trees were snickering at her, all at once it happened.
Oh, boy, this is the good part of it. What happened? Is this the good part?
Yeah. It happened that a young angel was passing by that night. She was in a hurry trying to get home for Christmas, you see, and...
Where had she been, mister? Where had the angel been?
Oh, she'd been over in Pittsburgh or Wichita or Oskaloosa or someplace to say hello to a couple of new babies. She stopped someplace else to sort of spread her wings over a young couple that were getting married that day, and she looked in to let a little cripple boy know that he was going to be okay for Christmas. You know, just business calls like angels do.
Sure, I know, I betcha.
Anyhow, when the angel heard Laura, the lopsided pine tree, crying, she wheeled down to investigate. And Laura told her the story through her tears. And the angel smiled and just waved her wings, and poor little Laura, the lopsided pine, became the prettiest tree in all the world.
Oh, goody for her.
The tears that poor little pine tree shed froze into beautiful, shining icicles.
Oh.
And her cones gleamed like colored lights, and her branches were dusted with snow. And way up on her tip-top branch, the angel hung a shining star. And they named the tree the Christmas tree. Yeah. The people came and admired the tree and gave each other presents and wished each other happiness and peace and a Merry Christmas, just like Mrs. McGee and I wish you.
Oh, gee, that's wonderful, Mr. McGee.
Merry Christmas, Teeny.
I just hope the whole world has a Merry Christmas, I betcha. Everybody.
So do we, Teeny. Merry Christmas to all.
We'll say goodnight to Fibber and Molly in a moment. NBC. Throughout the years, these initials ring out as the trademark of the National Broadcasting Company. And tonight, this Christmas Eve, the National Broadcasting Company extends to you, the listeners, its heartfelt wishes for a Christmas filled with peace and happiness and contentment. That this day may bring renewed hope to all the world is the Christmas wish of NBC. Ever present in broadcasting is the call to pioneer, improve, and extend service to the public. To meet this magnificent challenge is the constant aim of NBC. It is the purpose and intention of NBC that the character and influence of its sponsored and sustaining programs shall help to increase commerce and employment, raise the living standards, enlarge the spiritual and cultural experience of the people, and enrich their lives. The National Broadcasting Company earnestly hopes that its programs will always be welcomed in your home and in all homes throughout America. Transcribed. This is NBC, the night before Christmas. The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. There's one question that probably causes more sleepless nights than all the others put together. It goes something like this. How can I save money when I hardly earn enough to keep going? That is a serious question because it involves your future and your family. But it's not hopeless. True, it's not easy to save money at first. But once it becomes a habit, it's the simplest thing you ever did. Provided you choose a plan like the payroll savings plan for buying United States savings bonds. It's the easy, painless way to ensure your future security. Just ask your employer to save a few dollars from your paycheck. Every time enough money accumulates, your employer buys your savings bonds for you automatically. Those bonds now mature in less than 10 years and pay you $4 for every $3 you put in. The payroll savings plan can mean extra money for your future. Join today. You'll feel more secure tomorrow if you buy United States savings bonds today.
My, wasn't that beautiful, dearie?
Yes, it sure was.
You have been listening to an hour of recorded Christmas carols featuring some of America's foremost choral groups. Your station is WVIS in Wistful Vista.
Turn it off now, huh?
Got it. Ah, this is a mighty fine life, sweetheart.
Yep.
Cozy fire in the fireplace. Beautiful Christmas tree with presents piled around it. Good friends dropping in all day. Hasn't it been a wonderful Christmas?
Christmas will always be wonderful, Molly, as long as I got you.
Well, what a nice little speech. Aren't you sweet, dearie?
That's what everybody says. Yep. Down at the Elk Club, they all say, ain't McGee sweet? Around Kramer's drugstore, they say, that McGee, he sure is sweet.
Oh, dear.
Over at the Chinese laundry, they say, Hong Gao Fu Yak, which translated means...
Mr. McGee is sweet?
No, that means if Mr. McGee beeps once more, I'm going to starch his undershirts.
Ah, you're cute.
Hey, did you like your presents, kiddo? I mean, did you really like them? You know, were you surprised?
Completely surprised.
Good.
The perfume was the biggest surprise, of course.
Yeah, I knew it would be.
I said to myself, he gave me perfume the last 3 years, so I know he won't give me any perfume this year.
That's what I told Doc Devil when I bought that perfume. I told him you'd figure it that way, so I knew perfume would surprise you.
And the purse, it's just beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah, I picked it out myself.
I could tell.
I figure if I got your brown purse, you'd have to wear brown with it, see? And black purse would just go with black clothes, so I got a purse that'll go with anything. Red, green, purple, and orange.
I love it.
Boy, this robe sure is a knockout. Feel like a millionaire in a silk robe. Never had a silk one before.
It becomes you, dearie.
How'd you know I wanted a silk robe? You didn't swipe one of them letters I wrote to Santa Claus, did you?
If you mean those little notes that said, Santa baby, bring me a silk robe that you left pinned to the shower curtain and pasted on my contact mirror and under your plated breakfast. No, I never noticed them.
It just shows to go you that when two people live together as long as we have, you can read my mind.
Yes, even the fine print.
Don't forget, Christmas isn't over yet either. Don't forget, I'm taking you out for dinner tonight, any place you name. And the swankier, the better.
That's just going to be wonderful, McGee. But do you think you should spend the money? You know, you spent so much on me.
Forget it. Money's no objection. What's money? Besides, I got the dough all saved up for this.
Well, there's some wonderful places to eat.
You just pick the place, that's all. Pierre's, the Sump Room at the Ritz Vista. How about the Snark Room down at Carol's Restaurant?
Well, it ought to be someplace so special. I think I'll get the paper and look through the ad.
Look out for the Christmas tree, kiddo.
I see it. You know, I think we should have put this tree in the corner there, McGee, instead of out in the middle of the floor like this.
It's too pretty to stick away in a corner. I don't want anybody to miss this tree.
No one's missed it so far. Everyone's bumped into it at least once.
Yeah, but you notice when they finish putting the ornaments back on, they always say it's a beautiful tree. That's because...
Company. Merry Christmas. Come in.
And a Merry Christmas to you, my dear. And even to you, sonny boy.
Oh, thanks, Docky. Watch the tree, watch it.
Gee, I'm sorry. It's a little close between the tree and the doorway here. Where'd this ornament fall from, Molly? Did you notice?
Just hang it back any place, Doctor. That's it.
It's a beautiful tree, Molly. In fact, your whole house looks pretty. All the Christmas decorations and everything. This is a rough time for a bachelor, you know that.
Well, we feel pretty fortunate, Doctor. It's been a wonderful Christmas.
Yep, and I'm going to wind it up by taking her out to the snazziest place in town for dinner, Docky. Got any suggestions?
Oh, there are a lot of good places to eat. The swankiest place in town, of course, is that New English spot, Marlborough House.
Oh, I heard Mrs. McDonald, the president of the Third National Bank's wife, tell about it. They say it's great.
Oh, if it's good enough for the banker's wife, it's none too good for us, Tootsie. You know anybody there, Doc?
Yeah, Miss Callahan and I eat out there quite often. know Lord Cobbleton very well.
Lord Cobbleton.
He's the maitre d'. Mention my name. He'll give you a good table.
Where, in the kitchen?
Oh, McGee.
Well, that's what Doc considers a good table, right next to the roast beef. Right, Docky?
As a matter of fact, Ducktail, when I'm sitting across the table from Miss Callahan with the candlelight and the soft music, I don't much notice what I'm eating.
A likely story.
She's a pretty girl, Doctor.
Molly, if you could have seen her out there the other night in her new blue formal...
Formal? She wears her formal to dinner?
Oh, sure. Everyone dresses for dinner at the Marlboro. Oh, you'll love it out there. Well, I gotta get moving, kids. I'm picking Doris up in 20 minutes. We're going down to Bijou.
Yeah, what you going to see? What's the main feature?
Her beautiful blue eyes.
Oh, sure.
Merry Christmas, kids.
So long.
Well, I think the love bug has bitten a big chunk out of the doctor, dearie.
Yeah. You'll never miss it, kiddo. Hey, that Marlboro sounds like quite a joint, you know it? Don't say I never take you out, kiddo, because this is your night.
Wonderful.
I'll go upstairs and get out my tux and...
Oh, I don't know. That sounds awfully stuffy to me, McGee. It's only 5 o'clock. Relax a while. Let's think of another place.
Any place at all, so you just name it, and by George, we'll have it.
Back to Wistful Vista in a minute. The tradition of religious freedom and of religious worship in America goes back to the very founding of our country. The cornerstone of our Declaration of Independence is the statement that all men are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights.
Hail Satan.
So in these days of world crisis, when our nation and all its citizens need spiritual strength and guidance, all of us should think again of what religion means to us and to our country. More than anything else, it is religious faith that protects our families, our homes, and our nation. It is religious faith that makes our way of life possible. And it is religious faith that makes that way of life worthwhile. The churches of America symbolize the belief that through community worship we can gain the moral strength and courage to lead a good life. Wherever you are, whatever your faith may be sure to attend and support the church or synagogue of your choice. Take your friends and neighbors with you to church or synagogue. Light their life with faith. Bring them to worship this week.
What about that new steak and chops place out on the highway? What do they call it?
The Chapadero?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty far out. Traffic's probably awful bad, too.
I know. What about the circus room at the plaza? That's a popular spot. You know, the waiters wear town suits and the maitre d' wears a top hat and cracks a whip.
Pretty noisy. It's noisy there, isn't it? I don't care much for dinner music played on a calliope either. I tell you what, let's make it the Ritz Vista, the Stump Room.
Well, with me, kiddo. This is your present.
Their food is the best in town, and the service is good. We could dance a little,
We
huh?
can dance all night if you want to. This is your night.
Oh, wonderful. Stir up the fire a little, will you?
Now, I'll put another log on. There. That ought to keep a while.
Nothing like a fire in the fireplace. Isn't it pretty?
Like I say, everything's going to be just the way you want it tonight, Molly. I'll dance. I won't argue with the head waiter. Won't make snide cracks about the food. I'll even tip the hat check girl without beefing. And we'll take a taxi cab. Both ways. How's that?
Wonderful.
I just want to make this a perfect Christmas for you.
It is a perfect Christmas, dearie. You're the sweetest husband any girl... Oh, point killer. Come in.
Merry Christmas, folks.
No, the same to you, Wimp.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Wimple. Come in.
Your house looks so Christmassy. I love an open fire.
Sit down, boy. Here, let me take that big package off your hands.
Oh, thank you, Mr. McGee. I'm sorry I'm so late with your Christmas present.
Oh, now you didn't need to bother, Mr. Wimple.
Heck no, boy. You didn't have to buy us anything.
Well, you've both been so nice to me, letting me stay here while my wife was away and everything. I just wanted to bring you a small token of...
Small token, he says. Look at the size of this box, will you, Molly? From the silver shop, too. I'll get the scissors.
Oh, that isn't for you. That box is a gift my birdwatchers group just gave me.
Oh.
I haven't had a chance to open it yet. I have your present here somewhere. Oh, dear. I had it right here in my vest pocket.
Oh, well, don't worry. I
must have dropped them someplace. They were the cutest miniature salt and pepper shakers. 2 little eagles. The one with the bald head was the salt. Oh, I feel terrible.
Oh, so do I. From the size of this box, well, I feel bad, too, losing out on a fascinating gift like a bald-headed salt shaker.
Maybe they'll turn up.
I'll look at home, because surely they never...
Yeah, bring them by anytime, Wimp. No hurry. We're getting ready to get dressed now and go out right now anyhow. I'm taking Molly out to Christmas dinner.
We're going to get all dressed up and go to the stump room, Mr. Wimple.
Oh, that's a wonderful place, and very popular, too.
I only take my wife to the best spots, of course.
I won't keep you because you really should get started. I passed her on my way over here, and the lobby is jammed. People are waiting clear out on the sidewalk.
Oh, really?
You won't have to wait more than a half hour, though, because when they're crowded like that, the waiters work very fast, and they rush the customers through pretty quickly.
Oh, they do, huh? We've never been there when they were really crowded.
Be sure and watch out for the little jumpy waiter with the bald head. He snatches your plate when you get up to dance. Well, have a pleasant dinner, and Merry Christmas.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thanks, Mr. Wimple. Same to you. I didn't want to go to the stump room anyhow.
Me neither. Plenty of better places in town to eat than getting your plate yanked out from under you just because you get up to dance by an eager waiter.
Of course there are.
Hand me that paper. I'll pick out the perfect spot because for you, Tootsie, I want...
We won't need the paper, dearie. I know just the place.
Good, good.
I've been thinking about it all afternoon. And there's only one place I want to be this Christmas evening.
Just name it.
Right here. At my own fireside. With you.
Yeah, but I promise to take you Gee, Molly. That's swell.
I'll call the delicatessen and order some sandwiches.
Good.
Put another log on the fire.
Okay.
Ah, what a wonderful Christmas.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. Each night, we at NBC take great pleasure in bringing you such fine programs as the Fibber McGee and Molly Show. For it is such programs as this that have throughout the years helped to build your confidence in the NBC radio network. When you set your dial to this station, you know that you will hear the finest of all radio entertainment. In sending these programs into your home for you to select freely without payment of any kind, the National Broadcasting Company and its affiliated stations always assume the role of guardians of good taste. When you set your dial to the station where you hear the familiar three chimes, you know that you will hear only programs which can and will be listened to and enjoyed by your whole family. And today, on Christmas, as on each day of broadcasting throughout the year, the NBC reaffirms to you its earnest hope that its programs will always be welcomed in your home and in all homes throughout America. Set your radio dial to the familiar three NBC chimes, your invitation to the best in radio entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, Molly and I hope you've all had as happy a Christmas as we've had this year.
And we hope all the days of your life are as happy as this Christmas day.
Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program. Transcribed. Bill Thompson as Wallace Wimple, Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble. This is John Wall inviting you to be with us again next Monday night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly. Today's the day to start enjoying your new kitchen radio and the great lineup of shows on the NBC Radio Network. The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. NBC and Tums bring you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Bill Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutton. Fibber and Molly will be with you in a minute.
This is Don Wilson for Tums. Well, I guess everybody celebrates the new year each in his own way. Maybe you're planning to have friends in for the evening or going to a party, or perhaps you're planning a night on the town. However you celebrate, don't take a chance on having your evening spoiled by acid indigestion or heartburn. Carry Tums in pocket or purse. Then if acid indigestion should strike as a result of overeating, overindulgence, or too much smoking, you'll be prepared for don't wait relief. No waiting for glass and spoons or water. No mixing. You take Tums on the spot, like candy for safe, fast relief. And since it's the new year, get the convenient, economical 12-roll box of Tums for only $1. It's like getting 2 extra rolls free. Buy the single roll at 10 cents or the 12-roll box at $1. Get Tums from your druggist now. Tums, America's #1 choice for don't wait relief from acid indigestion and heartburn.
The big talk around Wistful Vista this week is the New Year's Eve dance and home-baked vaudeville show being thrown at the local Elk Club. Here's a local elk giving his wife a fast rundown on the situation right now.
So I says to Watson this morning, he's in charge of the entertainment committee for the Elks, you know, Watson is.
Yes, so I've heard.
They gave it to him because he's the executive type. Got a loud voice, a habit of interrupting people when they're talking, and a talent for getting everybody else to do the dirty work. Also, he's got the kind of a face that if nothing else works, he can get a laugh by just poking it out through the curtains between the acts.
Well, what'd you say to him?
What'd I say to him? Oh, well, Watson, I says, I'm a busy man, and I don't have much time for that kind of stuff, but since it's for my brother Elks, I'll do it, so I'm going to do it.
Do what?
Be in the show that us Elks are putting on at the New Year's Eve party. I'll probably headline the bill. What do you think of that?
Well, I think it ought to be fun. You just let me know what you're going to be in the show, and I'll make you a nice costume.
No, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff, kiddo. I got everything I need right out here in the living room.
In the living room?
While you were out talking to the milkman, I brought my old vaudeville trunk down out of the attic.
Oh, no. You're not going out on that Elk Club stage and do that.
Right. The old act that I and Fred Nittany, the guy that him and I used to have at the vaudeville act together from Starved Rock, Illinois, together did in vaudeville. And he and I used to tell them funny jokes. Like I'd say to him, I'd say to Fred, how's your brother? And he'd say, not so good. Got his arm broke in 2 places. And I'd say, he ought to stay out of them places.
Look, dearie, there's a place you should stay out of, too. That's the Elks Club with those jokes.
Don't you worry. This is all proven material. Surefire.
Oh,
When I walk out on that stage Thursday night, I'll be the hit of the show.
Well, let's argue that later, lover. Right now, I've got to get down to the grocery store. We won't have any dinner.
Okay.
I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't get into any trouble while I'm gone.
What you mean, trouble? What can happen in a few minutes?
That is a very interesting question. One I ask myself every time I go out, and there's always an interesting answer waiting when I get back.
Well, you just take your time. All I'm going to do is try on a few of these funny hats in my old vaudeville trunk. Want to see if they still fit me.
Be good. I'll be back soon.
Okay. Now, there goes a good kid. Wives may come and wives may go. Not my wife. She's afraid to leave me alone for a minute. How can a guy get into any trouble just looking into an old vaudeville trunk? Well, look at this. My old Jimmy Durante nose. Oh, still fits, too. I got a million of them. Hey, where? There's my old beat-up felt hat that I used to hit Fred over the head with when a joke didn't get a laugh. Ah, those vaudeville days. No, I want to do that. Come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, it's you, Teeny.
I just came off. Oh, he did it, didn't he? He went and did it.
Who did what? What you talking about, Sid?
Mr. Howell, he did it. He punched you in the nose just like he said he would. It's all swole out.
No, nobody punched me in the nose, Sid. This isn't my nose. See? That's a piece of cardboard. Like a cat.
Oh. Gee, that's a swell idea, I bet you. I wish I had a hat like that for my nose so it wouldn't get swallowed.
This ain't a beezer bonnet, sis. It's one of the props I used to use when I was in vaudeville.
Where, mister?
Vaudeville, sis. Haven't you heard of vaudeville?
No. We're only up to Mexico. My geography class.
No, Teeny. Vaudeville ain't a country. It's a show. Only, hey, I'll tell you what. You sit right down here and I'll show you what vaudeville is, okay?
Oh, boy. A vaudeville. This'll be wonderful, I bet you.
I got a record here someplace that I and Fred used to use to open with. Oh, here it is. Let me turn this record player on.
Oh, boy, I love shows, mister. You're on heavy shows.
No, not yet. Wait till I get off stage here to start. You can put the needle on the record when I tell you. I'll come on to the music, you see? Okay?
Okay.
Ready, on stage? Music. Okay, drop the needle, Teeny. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Thank you, Maestro. Thank you. You know, a funny thing happened to me on the way to the theater tonight. A man walked up to me and said, Mister, will you give me a dime for a cup of coffee? And I said, I might. Let's see the coffee. Thank you. Don't you get it, Teeny? I said,
What does that mean, mister? What does that mean?
You don't drink coffee, do you?
No. Did he want to sell you the coffee, mister? Because a dime.
I'm afraid this stuff's a little too sophisticated for you, sis. Too subtle. You run along home and tell your folks to hit the Elk Club New Year's Eve, though, will you? Because when I walk out on that stage and start firing them jokes at them, I'll make 50.
There's more fun with the McGees shortly. Democracy and education go hand in hand because each depends upon the other. The importance of education in good schools is an American tradition that goes back to the earliest days of our nation. The fact is, our whole way of life is based upon our public school system, and in a way, our pride in our schools is as important as our pride in our country. Today, a serious situation in our schools is arising, caused by an unprecedented increase in our population. Our schools must be made adequate in both numbers and facilities to take care of millions more children. In many communities, new and larger school buildings are needed. Classes are crowded, and there just aren't enough teachers to do a good job. In other communities, school facilities are old-fashioned and inadequate. It's up to every citizen to find out just what the conditions are in the schools in his community. If improvements are needed, join with others and see that those improvements are made. If you need help in improving conditions, write to the National Citizens Commission for Public Schools, New York City, New York.
McGee, I'm home.
Oh, hi, kiddo. You should have been here. I did part of my act for Teeny.
Oh, did she enjoy it?
Ah, she loved me. I told her a couple of my surefire jokes. You should have heard that kid laugh.
Liked them, did she?
Well, you know how kids are. Easiest audience in the world. Did you finish your marketing?
Yes, I brought along the things we'll need for tonight. The old-timer will deliver the rest later.
Here, let me help you with that stuff. Set it on the sink.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Just hand me those things, I'll put them away. Celery,
All right. You know, I've been going over this old act of mine.
potatoes,
You know, looking over these jokes Fred and I used to do.
corn.
Some of them maybe slightly. Oh, okay, corn. Yeah. Oh, here you are. I got a problem telling these jokes, though, Molly.
You said it.
The trouble is, it takes two people to tell them. You know, they're questions and answer type jokes. Like I used to say to Fred, tell me, Schultz.
Schultz.
Yeah, we had what we called a Meyer and Schultz routine. I was Meyer and he was Schultz, you know. Except during matinees, we used to switch it around to break them out.
Oh, I see.
Tell me, Schultz, I'd say, do you know what kind of vegetable you raised in the beer garden? That was after the C routine, you see. Then he would say, no, I don't. Tell me, Meyer, what kind of vegetable do you raise in the beer garden? And then I'd come back with the snapper. I'd say,
Stewed tomatoes.
oh, you know that one.
It's vaguely familiar. Hand me that pot roast there.
Well, I got a lot of others. All just as surefire as that one you ruined by coming in with that snapper before I had a
Oh,
chance.
I'm sorry, dearie, but that is an awful old joke.
There's still plenty of people who haven't heard it. But that isn't my problem. My problem is I need a good straight man. Who I could get. I need somebody with a kind of a hang-dog expression. You know, sad-looking. Sad-looking guy that'll get the audience's sympathy.
With those jokes, he'll certainly have mine.
Should be a guy with a good, loud voice that they can hear him clear to the back row on account of because...
Country boy!
Hey, the old-timer.
Now, dearie, he's an old man. He can't run as fast as he used to.
Hi, daughter. Here's the rest of your groceries.
Put him down right there, old-timer. I want to talk to you.
Oh, hi, Johnny. Sure, what's on your mind?
Old-timer, I'm going to do you a great big favor.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you don't have to tip me, Johnny. Forget it. No sense you going through that whole business of looking through your pockets for change again. Last time you did that, it ended up with me lending you a quarter, and I can't afford that again today, so let's skip it.
I wasn't talking about that. How would you like to go on the stage?
Oh, not me, Johnny. I'm too old.
I told you, dearie.
Papa used to drive the stage between Abilene and Sandy Gulch. The way that coach used to bounce all over the road, it was all Papa could do to hang on. Got so he had to fill his hip pockets full of lead to keep from bouncing off. That's where that expression came from.
What expression?
Next time, try the train.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the stagecoach. I was talking about the entertainment stage, show business.
Oh, that kind of stage.
Sure.
You mean there's no business like show business.
Yeah.
Hey, go, and he
That's it. That's what I mean. That's it. Look, I'm going to do my great old vaudeville act at the Elk Club shindig New Year's Eve, and I need a good straight man. Somebody to tell the jokes to.
You? Why didn't you say so, Johnny? I know lots of them. Have you heard the one about the fellow who saw his first cow and said, "Say"?
I've got the jokes all wrote out. I just need someone to do them with me.
Oh.
And I think with the proper coaching, you might be the man for the job. I'm not promising anything, but I'll give you a tryout if you're interested.
Okay, Johnny, when do we start?
Well, we'll try it out on these jokes right here first. You read the part marked Schultz. I'll be Meyer. We use German accent.
I gotcha. Go ahead, Johnny.
Tell me, Schultz.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you see yeah written anywhere on that paper?
Well, I was just playing along, Johnny. Getting in the mood.
Well, don't play along. Just read what's on there.
Okay, Johnny. Go ahead.
Tell me, Schultz, what kind of vegetables do you raise in the beer garden?
That's easy, Johnny. Stewed tomatoes.
That's my line. You're supposed to say I don't know.
Don't know?
No.
I've known that joke all my life, Johnny.
Oh, sure.
Poppy used to tell it to us kids all the time. Says he heard General Grant tell it to the boys at the celebration party after they took Richmond. Grant says he got it from Washington's memoirs. Used to be one of George's favorites. Him and Martha
Never
used to...
mind. Forget it. Molly, I'm going over to talk to Herb Travis. He used to pull the curtain for all the school plays. Maybe with a little coaching Herb could work out. This old fuddy-duddy. I got to find me straight man for this.
We'll say goodnight to Fibber and Molly in a moment. Christmas may be past, but the holiday spirit still prevails across the land. And on the wonderful programs of the NBC Radio Network, you'll hear this spirit reflected in great radio entertainment. Tomorrow night, for example, listen to the top comedy entertainment by that master marksman, Groucho Marx. You Bet Your Life is Groucho's show, and it's packed with good holiday listening as Groucho pokes fun at his contestants and offers them opportunities to share in the prize money. We know you'll enjoy You Bet Your Life each Wednesday evening on the NBC Radio Network. And we know you'll also want to be on hand for the fun-filled Great Gildersleeve program. Willard Waterman portrays the bumbling Gildersleeve, and the laughs come thick and fast as he wades into trouble as Summerfield's water commissioner. Then you're invited to sit still and walk a mile. Sounds impossible, we know, but you can do it tomorrow as you listen to Bill Cullen in the fast-paced Walk a Mile program. Keep your date with relaxing radio listening and set your dial right here to this station where you hear the familiar 3 NBC chime.
Did you ask Herb to work on your act with you, dearie?
Yep. I explained to him what a great act it was, and he was real anxious to do it.
Good.
So I read him a few of the jokes.
What did he say then?
Oh, don't worry, I'll find a straight man. I'll get the right guy. Yeah. Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC and Tums have brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed by Bill Thompson as the old timer. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Make your kitchen chores lighter with the heartwarming shows on the NBC Radio Network.
The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Bill Dench and directed by Max Hutto. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. Most of us have lived in the United States of America all our lives. And our high standard of living we have come to accept as naturally as the fact that we eat 3 meals a day. That standard, if we stop to think about it, has largely been the result of one talent: our ability to produce more than any other country in the world. Production and plenty of it has also done more than give us a high standard of living. What are we driving at? Just this. We don't want to lose our accustomed standard of living. We also don't want to lose that freedom which we've fought for and cherished ever since we became a nation. We're threatened once again, and we mean to make ourselves so strong that any aggressor will think twice before attacking us. So, what do we do now? We work harder and longer at our jobs so that we can produce enough to build our strength against aggression, and at the same time maintain the high standard of living which has made our country the fine place to live in that it is. The better we produce, the stronger we grow. That's the American economic system. There's one very important after-Christmas chore that many of us manage to put off till around Easter. But here at 79 Wistful Vista this morning, Mr. McGee is just finishing the job as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
For the present. Signed Fibber. Well, that takes care of that. Hey, Molly.
Yes, sir. What's the problem?
What's the Christmas tree?
Oh, I see it. You can't walk through this room without brushing against it. How many ornaments fell?
Just one. Rolled under the tree. The reason I called you, I finished all my thank you notes. Want to look them over before I seal them up?
Let me see. Dear Doc,
Yep.
thanks for the present. Signed Fibber.
Yep.
Dear Mort, thanks for the present. Signed Fibber.
Yep.
Dear Ed, thanks for the present. Signed Fibber. Well, I'm glad you're not showing any favoritism.
Nope.
Nobody's going to accuse you of being too gutsy either.
Nope.
We did get a lot of mighty nice gifts, though, from our friends.
Yeah.
I guess one of the most expensive gifts of all is that silver ice bucket Dr. Gamble sent us. That's a handsome thing.
Yeah, you like ice buckets. Not any handsomer than that mantel clock we gave him, though. He broke even.
It was a novel-looking clock, all right.
I'll say it was. I bet there's not another guy in town that's got a miniature plastic pirate ship with a clock on the side and a crow's nest on it that the crow pops out like a cuckoo and calls the hour.
Where'd you ever find that, anyhow?
Punch board, the Elk Club. I was there the day it come in. Punched the whole board. 500 punches of a nickel apiece.
Ah, that's my boy, always in there punching.
Yep. What you gonna do with the ice bucket?
Put it away in the cupboard with the one Uncle Dennis gave us last year, and the one I won for a door prize this summer, and the 3 we got for anniversary presents.
My gosh, no kidding. Have we got that many ice buckets?
7 of them. You hardly ever see them because we hardly ever use them. Since Uncle Dennis left...
Get your hat.
What do you mean?
Look, Stutzy, I know it's not the gift. It's the sentiment that counts. And I know it's not polite to exchange a present. And I know the old routine about you sitting with the gift bucket in the mouth. But by George, I also know how we need that thing like a crack in the cranium.
McGee, you don't actually mean you'd exchange the gift that Dr. Gamble picked out for us with loving care at the Bonton because he felt we'd always cherish it and enjoy it, and because it was the first thing he saw?
Yes.
I'll put my face on, be with you in a minute. We mustn't ever let the doctor know this stuff.
Oh, now start. Come in.
Hello there, kids. What's new?
Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hi, old-timer. How come you aren't busy on the grocery truck?
Took the day off, kids.
Oh,
Recuperating from Christmas.
good.
Just stopped over to thank you for them 1,001 presents you give me, kids.
1,001 presents?
Pipe, tobacco, and 999 matches.
I forgot about the matches.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked them, old-timer. Have a nice Christmas, did you?
Yep. Had a real cool Yule, kids. The merriest.
Yeah?
Christmas this year was the most. Had Christmas dinner with my girlfriend Bessie and her family.
Good. Does she have a large family?
Very large family, daughter. Ain't a one of them weighs under 300 pounds. Except, of course, her uncle. He's got a right nice figure, Uncle Grace has.
Uncle Grace? Who's Uncle Grace?
Bearded lady with a carnival, son.
Oh.
Bessie's got a very talented family, kids.
Sounds like it.
Circus people, mostly. Acrobats, trapeze artists. You ever hear of the flying ballerinos, the death-defying daredevils, and the big top?
No, I don't think so.
Me either. What'd you get for Christmas, Johnny?
Oh, we got a lot of nice stuff, old-timer. Molly gave me a silk roll.
What did you get from Bessie, Mr. Oldtimer? Something nice?
Yep. Very pretty, too, daughter.
What was it?
Well, so far, it's a sweater.
What do you mean, so far?
Bessie's knitting it, and she don't know how to stop. I'm going over there now and cut the string. So long, kids.
Back to Wistful Vista in a minute. One of the outstanding characteristics of a democracy is the right of each individual to worship according to his conscience and his beliefs. The churches of America symbolize the belief of many that through community worship, we can gain the moral strength and courage to lead a good life. They symbolize the important role which religion has played in the shaping of our nation. Each day, thousands turn to their religious leaders for personal guidance and for material help. Without religion, many of these people would have nowhere to turn in their hour of need. All of us recognize the important role played during the war by chaplains of all faiths in helping our soldiers to adjust to military life. Thus, it is manifest that religion is an important part of the moral fiber of America. It was the need to worship which drove our forefathers to leave their native lands and come here. Let us not forget the importance of the church in our lives. Let us, through recognition of moral and spiritual hungers, guide ourselves and our families toward a way of life which bespeaks peace and harmony and goodwill toward all men.
I can't help feeling a little guilty about this, McGee.
Ah, Fatah. People didn't make mistakes on Christmas presents, they wouldn't have exchange vests at the Bonton. Come on.
Heavenly days, when you look how empty this place is.
Yeah, everybody's flat broke after Christmas, kiddo.
My goodness, that very aisle over there is where it took me 22 minutes to fight my way to the glove counter just as they sold the last pair.
Yeah? Must have been exciting.
Over there at the costume jewelry is where Mrs. Bradley stooped over to pick up an earring.
Yeah?
And snapped all her hold supporters at once.
Wow.
She dropped her bundles and grabbed her stockings and walked clear to the ladies' room in the crowd.
Boy, I'd like to saw that.
Look over there at that broken showcase. We'd all been warned about pickpockets in the store, and when a man put his hand on Mabel Toops' arm, she squealed and slugged him with her purse. Turned out to be her husband.
Morse?
Yeah, and that's where he fell, into the showcase. Those happy shopping days. Thank goodness.
Now, here, kiddo, here's the exchange, Ed.
Excuse me, miss, are you busy?
Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Been lonesome here today. What can I do for you?
Well, we got a little problem, sis. Got a Christmas gift here we want to exchange.
Well, imagine that. Where were you Saturday?
Saturday?
Everybody else in town was here. What a panic. Didn't anybody like anything this Christmas?
Well, you see what we got here, sis, is what we got 6 more of at home. An ice bucket.
Oh, that is a nice bucket. Yeah. What's it for?
Ice. It's an ice bucket.
Yes, I would make a nice bucket for ice, all right. What would you like to exchange it for?
Well, we don't exactly know yet, sis. We sort of thought.
I'll go have this okayed by the manager, sir, and I'll just give you a credit slip. Then you can pick out whatever you like. I'll be right back.
Well, now we're getting...
Oh, no. Look, coming this way.
Oh, my God. Doc Gamble. Now, you better let me do the talking, Doc.
McGee, if he sees us bringing back the gift that he bought us, you know, an expensive thing that he probably... Oh, I wish I could crawl into the woodwork.
Well, hey, imagine running into you two here. Hiya, Molly. Hello, sample size.
Hi, large economy.
Hello, Doctor. We were just downtown, and that is, well, we... Isn't it empty in here, though?
It was till old Barge Bottom breezed in.
I bet it was quiet here, too, till you came, found off. Why is it I bump into him everywhere I go, Molly?
Well?
It might be because you got such a big bumper.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, that's so.
Boys, now stop it. This is the Christmas season.
Well, you're right, my dear. My apologies.
How about you, dearie?
How about what?
Tell the doctor you're sorry.
Oh,
Come on now.
okay. Doc, if I said anything to insult you, it was purely.
Thank you. I think.
It's better. Are you shopping, Doctor, or just looking around? Don't let us hold you up now.
Oh, no, I'm not buying anything. That is, well, just looking.
Hey, that package you're holding behind your back there. That looks sort of familiar.
It certainly does. Why, that's the paper I wrapped all our gifts in.
Why, yes, it is.
Doctor, that's our gift to you. Don't tell me you're exchanging it.
I don't know what to say, my dear. I like your gift very much.
Well, you're doggone well right you ought to like it. That authentic pirate ship with the clock is the perfect gift for you, and here you stand right here, bald-faced, waiting to exchange it.
Yeah, but...
Doctor, I don't know what to say.
Well, I do. Doc, if you swap that clock, how will you ever be able to look me in the face again?
That I could give up.
That's gratitude for you. You knocked your brains out getting somebody a real special gift, and this is how he appreciates it. I got news for you anyhow, wise guy. It didn't come from here. I put it in a Bon-Ton bucket.
Sorry to take so long. However, our department manager says it's perfectly all right for you to exchange the ice bucket for something the same value.
No, Doctor, don't jump to conclusions. We can explain everything.
That's right, Doc.
You don't like my ice bucket.
Dad, Doc, we do so.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Then why are you returning it? I can't understand it. That's the ideal gift for you two. I only wish somebody had given me something like that.
Oh, yeah? Well, I wish somebody would have given us something like...
Wait a minute now. Hold everything.
What's wrong, Molly?
Here, Doctor. Give me that card on your package. That's right. Now, you take this card from ours. So.
What is this?
Now, let's switch packages like this. Alley-oop.
What's the idea?
All's well that ends well, Doctor. You've got the ice bucket, and McGee has the pirate clock.
Hey, how about Molly, you're a genius.
What are we standing here for? Come on, boys. You can take me to lunch.
Yeah.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. I'd like to take just a moment here to remind you about some of the wonderful radio listening you'll hear tomorrow on this same NBC station. Mystery and adventure are high on the list tomorrow when Jack Webb stars a Sergeant Joe Friday on Dragnet, the true story of your police force in action. From crime to punishment, Dragnet is true. From beginning to end, Dragnet is exciting, thrill-filled radio entertainment. Be sure to hear it tomorrow. The same night, you can hear Frank Sinatra starring as Rocky Fortune on the NBC Radio Network. Rocky Fortune is a footloose and fancy-free young man who just can't seem to hold a job. But that's good because it makes Rocky's programs varied and intriguing. Be sure to listen tomorrow as Frank Sinatra stars as Rocky Fortune. And you'll hear Frank on another quarter-hour program of songs tomorrow, too. Along with Dinah Shore, Frank fills the airwaves with melodic listening each Tuesday and Friday evening. Listen to the programs of Dinah Shore and Frank Sinatra for the best in musical entertainment Tuesdays and Fridays on the NBC Radio Network.
Just listen to that little old clock go, Molly. Don't it look pretty there on the mantel?
Yes. Noisy little hunk of machinery, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Got a good, strong hairspring in it. What's the right time, you know?
1:45. What's the clock say?
2:17. I wish it was 3 o'clock. Because at 3 o'clock, that little crow pops out of the crow's nest and caws 3 times. I'd like to hear that. Huh?
One of these days.
Oh, gosh, it must be stuck.
Stop it. Here, I'll throw a towel over it.
I'll have to fix it. Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed. With Bill Thompson as the old-timer and Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble, Colleen Collins as the exchange clerk. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Brighten your kitchen all day with the music and drama on the NBC Radio Network. NBC Radio Network.
The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hudson. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. Any of you folks take stock in that old expression that no news is good news? I don't think there are many people who do. No news is definitely not good news, especially for anyone who's ever been away from home. There are some people who have been suddenly called away from home and loved ones at one time or another, and those people know from experience that there's nothing quite as important during those days of separation as mail. Any man or woman in the armed services will tell you the only call that's precedence over mess call is mail call. And believe me, when a letter from home is more important to a hungry GI than food, you know that it means something. The actions strain the anxieties of war can keep the soldier's mind occupied. When the letdown comes, the time to relax, that's when morale needs a shot in the arm. Keep those letters going. Those men and women in the service don't believe that no news is good news. When the Wistful Vista Elk Club throws its big New Year's Eve show Thursday night, one of the star attractions will be Mr. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista in a revival of his famous, he claims, old vaudeville act. But like all great artists, he's having his troubles right now.
And I tried Kramer at the drugstore and even old man McDonald at the Third National Bank, Molly. Gee whiz, kiddo, I don't know what to do.
You still haven't found anybody brave enough to stand up on that stage with you and ask you who was that lady you with last night, huh?
No. I explained to him how it don't hurt him when I hit him over the head with that old felt hat so the joke gets a laugh. I even showed him.
You showed them that, did you?
Yeah, and that's when they all say they're too busy or they're going uptown or something.
Well, don't you worry, dear. You'll find somebody. Say, did you try more tubes?
More tubes? You think I'd do a class vaudeville act like I used to do with Fred Nitney? The guy that him and me used to do a vaudeville act together and got rave notices everywhere he played that if I hadn't lost my scrapbook, I'd show him to you with a no talent, second-rate moron like more tubes. Ah,
He said no, too, huh?
yeah. Doggone it. I've got to have a straight man, Molly. I can't do this act alone. It's not that kind of an act.
I know.
It's two people to tell them jokes, you know. Like I showed you some samples of yesterday.
Yes, I remember. One fellow says, what kind of vegetables do you grow in the beer garden? And the other fellow says, two tomatoes.
I'm not going to use that one. Everybody seems to know the answer before I finish the question. I'm putting in number 63 instead.
63, didn't you have your jokes numbered?
Oh, sure. We kept all our jokes numbered so we could find one in a hurry. Like in case one joke didn't go over good, I'd slap on a sailor hat and sing anchors away while Fred ran back in the dressing room and look up another one.
Oh, you thought of everything, didn't you? Okay, I've got to run over to Monica Miller's and return her roaster. So if you're going to be around...
Hey, wait, before you go, let me read a couple of these gags. Here, look. Here's one Fred and I used to open the act with. We'd come out in cowboy hats and I'd say to Fred, "Hi, dude, I hear you just got married." And he'd say, "That's right, but don't call me dude anymore." And I'd say, "Why not?" And he'd say, "Because I'm subdued now."
Oh, my. Very funny, dear. Well, I'll see you later. Monica's waiting for me.
Yeah. If you thought that was funny, listen to this.
Dearie.
This one will murder you. Listen. Why is the mother-in-law...
Hey, for the bell. I'm going out the back way, dearie. You see who it is. Be back in an hour. Bye.
Boy, she sure was in a hurry. Well, come in.
What?
It's me, Mr. McGee.
Oh, hi, Wimp.
I dropped by
Are you
to
on
return
top
the
of
book
that
I
shit?
borrowed last week while I was staying with you.
Oh, well, I'm glad you did, Wimp. I've been looking all over town for you. I called your house 6 times this morning.
I know. I heard the phone ring.
Well, why didn't someone answer it?
Well, the didn't say city because he was out. I overslept and he was having a breakfast at the corner drugstore.
Well, what about you?
Oh, I was locked in the closet, Mr. McGee. My, your Christmas tree is lovely.
Yeah. Look, Wimp, you probably heard about how I'm going to do my old vaudeville act at the Elk Club New Year's Eve party tomorrow night. I guess everybody's talking about it.
Oh, indeed they are, Mr. McGee. But don't you care. You do it anyway. It's a free country.
Betcha.
Are you really going to juggle Indian clubs
Sure.
while sitting on the floor?
Yeah.
And play the piano at the same time with your nose?
Who said that?
Mr. Toots.
Ah. He's just sore because I wouldn't let him be in the act with me, that's all. You should have heard him beg and plead with me once. But I said, "I'm sorry, Mort. Get up off your knees, boy. You just ain't got what it takes."
My goodness.
To be a success in showbiz, what? You gotta have charm, personality, and a certain savoir-faire. You know, brass.
Oh, I can imagine.
So that's why I've been waiting for you, my boy. You ever been in showbiz?
Me? Oh, my goodness. No, I wouldn't know. Showbiz?
You've got just the personality for my act, boy. All you need is the kind of expert coaching I can give you. And we'll go out there tomorrow night and murder.
My, that does sound exciting. What do I have to do?
All you gotta do is listen and do as you're told.
Oh, that's easy. I've been doing that all my married life.
Good. We'll go into rehearsal right now. I got all the props and everything right here. Molly will be back in an hour or so, and we can try out the act on her.
Ah, showbiz. I've always wanted to.
Now, look. Here's your funny hat and your baggy pants. You run in there and put them on. I'll get the record player set, and we'll put the music on.
Back to Vista Vista in a minute. Some drivers like to travel at night because the highways are less crowded than in the daytime. Do you? Well, if so, you're courting danger and should be extra careful. Although far fewer cars travel the roads at night, the death rate per vehicle is 4 times greater at night than in the daytime in proportion to traffic volume. If you must travel at night, use the utmost caution. Most of all, slow down from your normal daytime driving speed. This minimizes the danger of accidents. In fact, 11 states already have taken the added night hazards into account by requiring lower maximum speeds in the hours of darkness. The two biggest factors causing an alarming increase in night accidents are bad driving vision and excessive speed. Safety experts say that more than 20 million motorists have bad driving vision at night, whether they realize it or not. About 3 million of these drivers have vision so bad that it renders them dangerous when they drive a car after dark. Avoid driving at night whenever possible, and at all times drive as though our life depends on it. It does.
Here comes Molly. Get that.
Oh, I'm so nervous, Mr. McGee. I don't think I
Oh,
can.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. She's at the door. Okay. Let's go.
It's me, McGee. I tell you, dearie, I've never been in all my life. What's going on?
Hello, Meyer.
Hello, Chief.
I hear you have a new baby at your house. Has he come this day?
I guess so. That's all his clothes off.
Oh, no.
Okay, Wimp, the cowboy hat now. I'm texting your Slim. Well, I'll get my boxing gloves on. Now you start. I hear you got a jump to fence.
Oh, I mean, Nick. Here you got a job, Tex.
Yep, working on a ranch, Slim.
Working on a ranch, eh? What you doing with the boxing gloves?
I'm a cow puncher.
Oh.
Well, Molly, what do you think?
I think he's good. Of course, those pants don't fit him very well.
Well, they're not supposed to fit. They're supposed to be baggy for laughs.
Oh, but yours fit.
Well, I can let them out by tomorrow night. I guess I was a little thinner back in them days when me and old Fred played the Palace.
Oh, my. Did you and Mr. Nittany actually play the Palace Theater, Mr. McGee? It must have been a thrill.
I'll never forget it, Wimp. The place was jammed. Everybody in town was there. Them rickshaws were lined up for 3 blocks.
Rickshaws? In New York?
This was the Palace Theater in Hong Kong. Our agent, Charlie Hugo, forgot to read the fine print. We played on the same bill with Charlie Fu and his all geisha orchestra.
Great band, real crazy.
You should have heard them gals play Dardanella. Something you'd never forget. Believe me, I've tried. Well, Wimp, you done pretty good with the joke.
Oh, thank you, Mr. McGee. I've always wanted to be in showbiz.
Ah, yes, showbiz.
Now, the next thing, Wimp, every class act like mine has to have a little tap number in it. You know, like a little dancing to keep things moving.
Moving?
There's an old saying in vaudeville, Mr. Wimple, keep the show moving. That's because a moving target is harder to hit. If you told one of those jokes and just stood there...
No, that's not it at all, Molly.
It figures.
I took a correspondence course on how to be popular one time, and there was a little tap dancing in it. I don't
If you
remember...
just know a few basic steps, boy, I can teach you. You get that record of T for 2 out, will you, Molly? That's the tune I'm Fred Nittany introduced, you know. And since then, every guy that's trying to prove he hasn't got 2 left feet does a tap routine to that number.
Here's the record, dearie. I'll put it on.
I'll pull the rug back for you, Mr. McGee.
Well, watch this close, Wimp. I'll show you.
Now, you be careful, dearie. That was 20 years ago, you know.
I'm just warming up, you know. When I get going here...
Careful, Mr. McGee.
What's the Christmas tree?
The floor is slippery. See, Wimp? And right along in here, we used to do a break. Pretty tricky.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's just a sample of what I mean, Wimp. Right in there where I quit, I used to always do a break, you see? Who you trying to teach that to amateur? Too tough.
That was wonderful.
Yeah, go ahead and try it now. You don't have to be as fancy as I was, just enough to give me an idea. Okay, Molly, play the record again.
I'll surely try hard. I'd love to join your act and be in showbiz.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
Isn't he grateful?
I'm a little out of practice, but it's coming back to me now.
Ah, goodness, McGee, look at that.
Yeah,
On one foot.
yeah, showing off now.
Yes, but look at those fins. Why, he's fantastic.
Well, that gives me an idea of what you can do, Wimp.
You were just wonderful, Mr. Wimple.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. McGee. Did I make it, Mr. McGee? May I be in your act?
Well, I'll think it over, Wimp. There's a lot of things to consider. Dancing ain't everything, of course. The joke...
He told the jokes beautifully. I thought he was very funny.
Well, there's more to it than that, of course. A good act needs a good contrast.
Contrast?
Yeah, you know, I and Wimp, we're built a lot alike. Ought to have one fat guy and one skinny guy, maybe, like Abbott and Costello, for instance.
Oh, I'd love to be in it. Showbiz is always...
Well, I'll let you know, Wallace. I probably ought to give Doc Gamble a chance at it first, you know, to be fair. I'll let you know, though, Wimp. Yeah, I'll let you know. Don't call us, we'll call you. Of course, Doc can't dance and probably can't tell jokes, but with my talent, he'll make a good contrast with the right coat.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. Here we are almost at the end of another year. Probably a lot of you hearing my voice tonight were part of the progress of 1953. At NBC, we feel that 1953 brought even better radio programs into your homes, and we hope that you agree. Tomorrow night, we know you'll be ushering out the old year and seeing in the new. Why not set your radio dial to NBC for a panoramic picture of celebrations across the nation? NBC will bring you orchestra pickups from the top nightclubs and hotels from coast to coast as the young new year chases Father Time across the country. So whether you're having a party or celebrating all by yourself, let NBC provide the music, noisemakers, and entertainment by leaving your dial tuned right here to the station where you hear the familiar 3 NBC chimes. And then on New Year's Day, be sure to join us for the world-famed Rose Parade from Pasadena, California, the Cotton Bowl football game from Dallas, Texas, and the Rose Bowl football game from Pasadena, all on the NBC Radio Network.
Did you talk to Dr. Gamble, McGee? Just on the phone, Molly. He was real excited about it. I'm going over in the morning and showing the act.
That won't be a bit too soon to get yourself a partner. The show's tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you run on up to bed, Tootsie. I'm going to read through these jokes again.
All right. But now, if you wake me up in the middle of the night like you did last night with why does a chicken cross the road, this chicken is going to cross the road to Maple Toopson's for the night.
I won't. Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Bill Thompson as Wallace Wimpy. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Tonight, hear Morgan Beatty and the news of the world on the NBC Radio Network.
The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Hutto. Fibber and Molly will be with you in a minute. Recently, the Red Cross was called upon to undertake an immediate and dramatic expansion of its participation in the National Blood Program to make available all the gamma globulin possible for the prevention of paralysis from polio. Experiments conducted over the past 2 years have demonstrated the effectiveness of this treatment. It takes approximately 1 pint of blood to make an average dose of gamma globulin as used in polio. 1 injection protects a child for a period of 1 to 5 weeks following exposure. Therefore, there is an additional need for blood donations now in order that we may be able to do our utmost to safeguard our children during the epidemic period next summer. There has been no let-up in the need for blood for overseas and for the thousands of wounded men in our military hospitals still fighting for a chance to live. If you are an adult, call your local Red Cross chapter for an appointment to make a donation of your blood for the National Blood Program, which aims to supply the total blood needs of the country. Join the thousands of Americans who are rolling up their sleeves. Take pride in having helped save a life. Mr. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista needs a partner to help him do his great comedy act at tonight's Elk Club vaudeville show. He went downtown this morning to offer this fabulous opportunity for fame and fortune to Dr. George Gamble. And here he is back home again, muttering to himself.
That smart Alec. That wiseacre. How do you like that Doc Gamble anyway, Molly? How do you like that guy?
I like him fine, McGee, and I know you do, too, no matter what you say, because...
Makes me run through my entire act. Do all the jokes for him, even my song and dance. Then after I finish the shuffle off and nearly break my neck on account of because some patient's dad-ratted kid left her roller skate on the floor of the waiting room, then he tells me he's going to be busy tonight and can't do the act with me.
Oh, no.
Thanks for the show, McGee, he says. And good luck, he says. Because with an act like that, you'll need it at the Elk Club tonight, he says.
Oh, that's too bad, dear.
That rat. That... doggone it, who am I going to get to do my act with? Who?
You shouldn't have turned Mr. Wimple down yesterday, dearie. He did very well with the jokes, and I thought he danced beautifully. I had no idea he was so talented.
Neither did I.
That fancy dance step of his would have stopped the show. I don't understand why you didn't choose him.
He's too tall.
5'3"?
Well, anyhow, I saw Wimp today, and he changed his mind. Said he had other plans for tonight.
Well, I don't blame him. After he worked so hard learning your whole act and then you telling him you didn't want him.
Doggone it, I got all my equipment for my threading it in his old act here. The unicycle, my Indian clubs, my old mandolin, the little American flags that come out of my ears, everything.
But a straight man.
Well, I'm not stuck yet. I just figured out the perfect partner for my act.
Well, good.
Someone who knows these jokes by heart. Someone who, even though there's only a few hours left to rehearse, can learn to do a time step, carry my Indian clubs for me, and for the finale, sit on my shoulders and hold up a picture of President Eisenhower while I ride the unicycle backwards because she loves me very much and will work real hard. So when I do my act tonight, I'll be a big success thanks to you, my own loving wife. Here's your parasol. Let's start rehearsing.
What? Now, wait a minute, McGee. I can't learn all that. McGee, will you get down off of that unicycle and listen to me? McGee, I cannot do this.
Come on, Molly. The show's already started. In this way, kiddo.
Oh, dear, Oh.
Clarence Kramer and his musical balloon. Well, folks, how do you like the show so far?
Don't drop them Indians.
My goodness, McGee, I'm so nervous. I don't think I can remember all those things you told me.
Don't worry. It all comes back to you when we get out there on the stage. Oh, hi, Herb. Yeah, we made it.
Next on our program, we have an act I'm sure you'll find very unusual.
Goodness, that's not us, is it?
No. You don't think I'd let Watson put us on at the beginning, do you? In show business, you always save the best for the last. We got the top spot. We closed the show.
Oh, I wish it was closed right now so we could sneak out of here.
Hello, Mrs. McGee.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Bradley.
You look very cute with that straw hat and cane. Quite manly, really.
Oh, well, thank you.
No talking backstage, Mrs. McGee.
And now, through the efforts of Otto Brockhausen, owner of Brockhausen's Pet Shop at 14th and Oak, open Friday night till 9, we have secured the services of a professional animal act.
You better move out of the way, kiddo. The animals come right through here. Follow me. I know my way around back
I'm
there.
right behind you, dearie.
Okay.
Is the animal act ready? Good. And now, here they are, Chimp and Chump, the acrobatic chimpanzee.
We're out on the stage.
Hey, oh, my God.
Get off the stage, McGee. You're ruining the show.
Cut out the fooling. Now, boys. Hey, get off of this stage.
This way, Molly. Them crazy apes.
Are you all right?
Yeah. You got my straw hat. I'm all silly.
All right, Mrs. McGee, the monkeys hurt you?
Oh, no, I'm all right.
We're okay, Watson. Sorry I busted up the act, but you ought to have signs showing which way's the
Oh,
stage.
never mind that now. Come on, I'll show you your dressing room. It's downstairs.
You hear that, Molly? Our own dressing room.
You can leave your unicycle right there, McGee. It'll be okay. And I'd like to make a little deal with you. If you stay in your dressing room till I call you to do your act, I'll promise not to slug you with an Indian club. Okay?
Seems fair enough to me.
Okay, Watson. And if you promise not to stick your fat face in there while we're rehearsing, I promise not to slap it with a sandbag. Come on, Molly. Downstairs.
There's more fun with the McGees shortly. Greater happiness for more people. That's the result of many decades of proving that the American economic system is the best system in the world. Under this system, we have been able to outproduce every other nation, to turn out more goods and services per man hour, and to enjoy a steadily rising standard of living, while our superior production has gone hand in hand with the preservation of our basic rights and freedoms. Here in America, each of us is free to work in the place and calling of our own choice. No man can tell us what job we must do. We are free to bargain collectively. We are free to contract about our own affairs, to own property, to start an enterprise, and to profit from our own inventiveness. We recognize that our system has faults, that we have ups and downs in prices and jobs, that we must work hard to improve our economic system. But we recognize also that it has brought more benefits to more people than any other system. Remember, under the American economic system, the better we produce, the better we live.
What time is it now, Molly? What time is it?
9:35.
You think I ought to run upstairs and see what act is on now?
They'll call us. Relax.
Okay.
We're not supposed to go on for another 20 minutes, and personally, I wish we could forget this whole thing.
Don't you worry. When we get out there on that stage and the crowd starts to roar, you'll love it.
That I doubt.
As long as we're waiting around, let's run through the gags again.
McGee, can't we leave out the jokes and just go into our song? Honestly, these jokes are just...
Now, don't you worry. You'll do them all right. You're just nervous now. Come on. We'll run through that opening gag again. It'll give you more confidence. Here, now hold this book in your hand. You ready?
Okay. Hi, Fib.
Hi, Ma. What you reading?
Reading about flies.
Flies?
Did you know a single fly can have 1 million babies?
Yeah? Well, how many babies can a married fly have?
Oh, dear. I'm so ashamed every time I tell that horrible...
You'll fracture him, baby. Don't forget, after that joke, you get off stage, get the alarm clock, and get the gun, and then come right back on.
The alarm clock and the gun. And what do I do with that?
Don't you remember? Right after the opening joke, I go into When Irish Eyes Are Smiling, and you come running on the stage and shoot the gun at the alarm clock. I stop the song, and I say, just a minute, what do you think you're doing? You look at the audience and say, just killing time. I guarantee you that mob will scream when you speak them words. Oh, thanks, Bud. Come on, Molly. I got the funny hats. Grab the Indian clubs.
Oh, this is just...
What's happening on stage now, Bud? Where are they? What's going on now?
You still got plenty of time. There's one more act that goes on before you do.
Well, who's out there now? What act is it?
This is Bradley. She's reading a poem she wrote.
I didn't know she could write.
I didn't know she could read. That old powder pigeon.
Throughout the year, each day and night, keep up the good, good fight. And though we shed a tear or two, ring up the old, ring in the new.
Nellie bar the door. Oh, brother. I'm glad we stayed in our dressing room. If the rest of the acts were as bad as that one,
I'm just exhausted. I gave everything.
And that was plenty. Oh, brother.
Yes, fine, Mrs. Bradley.
And now, before we close our show with McGee and McGee, snappy songs and pretty sayings, we have a new act that asked for a tryout on our show, and we're going to give it to them.
Hey, why don't they put us on? What is this, amateur night?
Please, dearie.
Well, what's the sense of wasting time with corny?
We bring you now, for the first time anywhere, that great new comedy team of Wally Whipple and Ducky Gamble, the Fun Boys.
What?
Heavenly days.
All right, boys, you're up.
What's going on?
Silly action words, dearie. Aren't they?
Very funny. Very funny. But you can't hold that audience with silly hats, you know. You need stock jokes. That's what you need. Them guys won't last too.
Oh, Ducky.
Hello, Wally. What you reading?
Reading about flies?
Hey, ain't that odd?
Did you know that a single fly can have 1 million babies?
Yeah, how many babies can a married fly have?
Hey, that is our game. Show them the whole act and they steal my joke with those dirty...
They wouldn't do that, McGee. It's just a coincidence. I'm sure the doctor...
When Irish eyes are smiling.
Oh, yeah? Well, listen to that. And here comes Whipple and alarm clock and the gun.
Hey, just a minute there. What do you think you're doing?
Who, me? Just killing time.
I've heard enough. Give me that mandolin.
No, McGee, you're not going to break that mandolin.
Who said anything about breaking the mandolin? They're not going to top me, boys. I'm going to ride out there on that unicycle playing the Stars and Stripes Forever on the mandolin. And when them little American flags come flopping out of my ears, I'll get more applause than them guys ever.
We'll say goodnight to Fibber and Molly in a moment. Tomorrow on the NBC Radio Network, you'll hear 3 great special events when you set your dial to this station. First, from Pasadena, California, NBC's top newscasters will bring you a thrilling word picture of the fabulous Rose Parade. This is the traditional celebration of the roses, and you'll be there via the magic of radio when you listen tomorrow on NBC. Later, from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas, NBC will present a play-by-play description of the Alabama-Wright football game. This 18th renewal of the Dallas Classic will put Alabama's Southwestern Conference champions against Rice Institute's co-champions of the Southwest. And then you'll want to stay tuned as NBC will return once again to Pasadena, California for the Rose Bowl Football Classic. Tomorrow, you'll hear an evenly matched game between the Bruins of UCLA and the Spartans of Michigan State College as they battle for the honors of the Big Ten and the Pacific Coast Conference. Keep your dial set to NBC tomorrow for the finest New Year's Day sports coverage.
Well, McGee, that winds up another year. 1953 is just about finished.
Yeah, and me too. Hey, I wonder what happened to all the things I was going to do in 1953.
I don't know, but that's a familiar question.
Remember, I was going to give up smoking, be more polite to people, read some good books, and all stuff like that there.
I remember.
Well, it's sure great to have a whole, fresh, brand new year to do them things in. Remind me, will you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, with Bill Thompson as Mr. Whipple and Arthur Q. Bryant as Dr. Gamble. Also heard tonight were Peter Leeds as the Master of Ceremonies, Myra Marsh as Mrs. Spratley, and Jack Crucian as the man backstage. This is John Wall inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Tonight, hear the all-night parade of bands on the NBC Radio Network.
McGee and Molly Show. Every weekday at this time, NBC brings you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Tuttle. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. Within the next 20 seconds, a fire will break out somewhere in the United States. Lives may be lost, property damaged, homes or buildings destroyed. Yes, there are 4,600 fires in America each day of the year. They kill 11,000 persons and disfigure or severely burn thousands more. The unfortunate part of this picture is that most of these fires could have been avoided. For example, 90% of all fires which start in the home can be traced to human carelessness. By obeying a few simple rules of fire prevention from now on, you and I can protect ourselves and our families from this devastating menace. Rule 1 is, don't smoke in bed or discard lighted cigarettes carelessly. Rule 2, clean out old newspapers, magazines, and other inflammable debris. Rule 3, promptly repair defective wiring as soon as you notice it. Fires won't wait until tomorrow. Rule 4, use only those cleaning fluids which will not burn. And last but not least, be careful with matches. Remember, it doesn't pay to gamble with fire. The odds are against you every time. The Wistful Vista Elks and their ladies ushered in the new year in fine style last night with dancing, food, and a big vaudeville show. We bring you now one of the stars of that show and his wife spending a quiet New Year's Day at home.
And I tell you, dearie, when you rolled out there on that stage on that one-wheel bicycle playing your mandolin, they applauded so hard I thought the roof was going to fall in.
Yeah.
When you rolled up to the edge of the orchestra pit and couldn't get the bicycle stopped, I thought you were going to fall in.
So did I. If I hadn't left off the cycle and took a bow right quick, I'd have...
I'll get it. 79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking. Oh, Happy New Year to you too, Herb. Yeah, it was quite an evening, wasn't it? Yes, he's here, Herb. For you again. You certainly made a hit last night.
Well, Natch, an old showman like me. Bring the phone over here, will you, please? You're standing up, and I'm tired.
Yes, dearie. You want me to hold it to your ear, or can you manage that part yourself?
No, I can hold it. Hello. Yeah, Herb. Oh, I'm glad you like it, boy. Oh, it's just a little thing I whipped up after I watched a couple of acts and figured the show could stand a little class.
You mean after you heard Dr. Gamble and Mr. Wimple go out there and tell all those horrible jokes you were planning to tell yourself?
Yeah, well, he's a doctor, not an actor, Herb.
He did us a great favor when he stole those jokes of yours.
What'd you say, Herb? Oh, the finale? You mean while I was playing the Stars and Stripes Forever? Oh, I couldn't tell you how I did that, Herb. That's a trade secret.
How you did what, dearie?
Just a minute, Herb. You know, when I closed with the Stars and Stripes Forever on the mandolin. Herb wants to know how I got them little American flags to come out of my ears on the last chorus.
How did you do that? I've never been able to figure that
What'd
out.
you say, Herb? Oh, a friend of yours was there. Television? Well, now, tell him I appreciate the offer, Herb, but I'm too busy.
What, dearie? What? What's this about television?
A friend of Herb's was there last night and saw me do my act.
Yeah.
Well, he just bought a new television, and he wanted to know if I'd like to come over with Herb and watch the Rose Bowl game.
Oh.
But I'm too busy.
Dear.
Yeah, Herb. Oh, I got a million things to do around the house today. Well, tell him thanks. Maybe some other time. Yeah, goodbye. Nice guy, that Herb.
That's the 10th call you've had today. Goodness, I'm proud of you, sweetheart.
Well, thanks, Tootsie.
Tell me, how did you get those little flags to come out of your ears, anyhow?
I'm sorry, Molly, but me and old Fred Nittany, the guy that him and me invented that whole routine, we made a solemn pact not to divulge any of the secrets of our act until 25 years after our death.
Well, forgive me for asking. I had no idea it was so involved.
That's okay. Oh, boy, I'm tired. We sure had fun last night, didn't we? Must have been 1 o'clock when we got home.
1:15. I think that was the best affair the Elk Club ever had. Of course, the show was wonderful, especially your part.
Oh, well.
And the dance afterwards. Honestly, I never danced so much in my life. Did you see Dr. Gamble out there cutting a rug with Miss Callahan?
Yeah, that poor girl looks scared to death. You know, when old Fatso starts jitterbugging, he looks like a dump truck with busted brakes.
Oh, I danced with him myself, you know. I thought the doctor was pretty graceful.
Graceful? Like a hamstrung moose, he's graceful.
Well, say, weren't Teeny and the old-timer cute as the old year and the new year, though?
Yeah.
At midnight there, when they did that.
Yeah, and the way Teeny kicked and hollered when her folks tried to get her to go home and go to bed. They had to chase her all over the Elks Club.
Well, if you hadn't promised to go along with them and tell her a bedtime story, I don't think they'd have ever gotten her down off of that balcony. If that's what the new year is going to be like, give me back the old.
Well, he was pretty frisky, too. The old-timer, I mean. Did you see him doing the tango? He was dancing with 3 gals at once.
I bet he's tired today. He really did overdo it. Somebody should have stopped him.
Did you ever stop a tornado? All you can do is run for cover till it wears itself out. Speaking of being wore out, I'm not getting up from this chair for a week. I feel like my mainspring is busted.
If we were smart, we'd have come on home to bed after Teeny's house instead of going back to the dance. She's probably feeling bright and chipper this morning herself.
Yep, probably woke her folks up at daybreak banging on that drum she got for Christmas and hollering fun.
Come in. Well, McGee looks at the door with a snowball in one hand and a brand new sled in the other.
Teeny?
No.
Hello there, kid.
Oh.
Hey, Johnny, how about coming out and doing a couple of belly flops down Oak Street Hill? You can use my sled.
Oh,
What's the matter with him, daughter?
Well, we're a little tired from last night.
What'd you do? Go night clubbing after the Elks Club shindig broke up?
Oh, no.
Why didn't you tell me? I'd have went with you, kids. I was just getting wound up when the musicians quit and went home.
Oh.
What music? What fun? What girls? What time is it? I gotta go meet Teeny and the kids. They're waiting for me at the top of the hill. So long, kids. Happy New Year.
What the heck was that?
I think that was last night's tornado that hasn't worn itself out yet. I don't know where he gets his peps because at his age.
Back to Wistful Vista in a minute. The tradition of religious freedom and of religious worship in America goes back to the very founding of our country. The cornerstone of our Declaration of Independence is the statement that all men are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. So in these days of world crisis, when our nation and all its citizens need spiritual strength and guidance, all of us should think again of what religion means to us and to our country. More than anything else, it is religious faith that protects our families, our homes, and our nation. It is religious faith that makes our way of life possible, and it is religious faith that makes that way of life worthwhile. During this month of January, people of many faiths are joining in a great Religion in American Life campaign. Wherever you are, whatever your faith may be, you are asked to join in this campaign. Be sure to attend and support the church or synagogue of your choice. Light their life with faith. Bring them to worship this week.
Yeah, Watson, we had a swell time. Horse Watson, kiddo. Yeah, great.
Be sure and tell him what a nice job he did as MC last night.
What'd you say, Horace? My act. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Horace.
Just a little something whipped up before curtain time. Got a million routines, of course, I have.
Tell him what a nice job he did as MC.
Yeah, I and Fred Nittany, the guy that him and me had us an act together from Starved Rock, Illinois, together in vaudeville. We played all the top spots.
Dearie, don't forget to tell him what a good MC he is.
Yeah, that was I and Fred's old finale I finished with. Used to play my mandolin sitting on old Fred's shoulders while he rode the unicycle. What'd you say? The flags that come out of my ears?
Oh, dear, here we go again.
Oh, I'm sorry, Horace. I'd like to tell you, but that's a trade secret. Can't give out any information on that on account of a pact I made with old Fred. Yeah, well, I'm glad you liked it, though.
McGee, tell him what a good MC.
Just a minute, Watson. What's the matter, Molly? What is it?
I said tell Mr. Watson what a fine job he did arranging the show and being the master of ceremonies. He was the stage manager and everything, you know. I think he'd like a little appreciation.
Oh. Say, Horace, before I hang up, I just wanted to say you did a good job yourself last night, too, though. Yeah, that's okay.
Good.
I think you done fine, considering that you got no show business background like I have, and naturally you didn't know your foot from your fly loft. I mean, like routining the show, you know. No real showman would ever put two musical acts together like that, but what the heck. You take a guy that he's a shoe clerk like you are and put him running a vaudeville show, and when you look at it that way, I think you did pretty good. Pretty darn good, boy. Yeah, because... Hello? Hello, Horse. Hello? Guess that flattery kind of embarrassed him. He hung up.
Well, you did spread it on a little thick.
Well, he deserved it. He worked pretty hard. Hey, say, where's today's paper? Have you seen it?
Yes, it just came a while ago. I'll get it.
What's the Christmas tree?
Oh, dear. Only 2 ornaments fell this time.
What?
We'll have to start thinking about taking this thing down soon. The needles are beginning to...
Plenty of time for that, Molly. Gee whiz, we did a lot of work decorating that tree.
Okay. Here's the paper.
Thanks. Hey, look at that, will you, kiddo? Sure looks funny.
Not a picture of you with those American flags coming out of your ears while you play.
No, I mean this date up here. January 1st, 1954. Look at that 4. Doesn't it look funny?
It sure does.
Yes, this is the first day of the new year.
You make it sound like the news scoop of the century.
Ah, yes, a new day dawns. A new clean slate lies ahead of us, unmarked and unblemished. And by this time next year, thereupon will be written the future of our spinning universe in bold, clear letters.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm thirsty. You got a glass of root beer?
There's some in the icebox.
See who it is, Molly. I'm so tired I...
Come in. Well, Dr. Gamble.
Hello, my dear. Hi, Doc.
Too bad you didn't get here sooner. You just missed a bit of homespun philosophy that would have spun you around and sent you home talking to yourself.
Well, if he's in a philosophical mood, maybe I better not stay. He's bad enough when he... You ought to wonder whether to come into my house or not, you big chiseler, you joke stealer. Me? I don't know what you mean.
Sit down, Doctor.
Look at that innocent look on that putty puss of his, Molly. Doctor, I've been wounded deeply. To think that you, my nearest, dearest, and fattest friend, would steal my act at the Elks Club. Steal 10 of my best jokes so that you and Wimple could go out there and tell them before I got a chance to. So I had to do a whole new act.
I don't know how to thank you, Doctor.
Well, believe me, kids, I learned my lesson. When Wimple walked out there and I asked him where he was going with those Coca-Colas, and he said he was taking the case to court, I thought they'd kill us.
And when he came back with a step letter and said he was taking the case to a higher court, they should have.
Yeah. Believe me, I've learned that crime doesn't pay. Ah, you guys just didn't do 'em right, Docky. You got to be actors, boy, that's all. Now you take me and old Fred Nittany. We used to get laughs with that stuff all the time.
In 1923, maybe, but this is 1953.
54, Molly. A new year's here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's hard to get used to it. 365 new days.
Yeah. I wonder what this new year is going to bring us. Good? Bad? What?
Well, let's hope it brings peace and happiness. Let's hope that this year all the people of the world can come to a better understanding of each other's problems.
Yes.
Because if this new year can bring to all of us a new faith in the future, a new tolerance for our fellow man, and a little more love for each other, this could be the greatest new year of our lives.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. How about it? Have you broken any New Year's resolutions yet? Well, if you haven't, don't worry about it. There are still 364 days left in 1954. Plenty of time to shatter all those resolutions you've been badgered into making for the new year. Of course, we hope you can be the exception and keep all your resolutions this year, especially if you have resolved to work more enjoyment into your life in 1954. One way we'd like to help out with such a resolution as that is to send along to you the very finest of all radio entertainment on the NBC radio network. During 1953, NBC spent millions of dollars to bring you an improved program schedule. And during 1954, we will continue to bring you the finest of the available radio programs. So accept our invitation to be our guest whenever you want wonderful radio entertainment throughout this new year, whether it be comedy, music, adventure, news, or drama. Just set your dial to the spot where you hear the familiar 3 NBC chimes, your invitation to the best in listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Molly and I would like to wish all of you a very happy New Year. Good night.
Good night, all.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Bill Thompson as the old-timer and Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble. This is John Wall inviting you to be with us again next Monday night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Now laugh with Can You Top This on the NBC Radio Network.
The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. NBC and Richard Hudnut, makers of the all-new Richard Hudnut Home Permanent with Beauty Rinse Neutralizer, present Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Ralph Goodman and directed by Max Button. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. The saddest smile in the world is the smile of a little polio victim imprisoned in an iron lung. Yet it is still a smile. A smile that you can help make possible with your contribution to the March of Dimes. The dime that you contribute to this worthy cause is the dime you'll never miss. It's the dime that will help that small boy out of the iron lung. It's the dime that will help a little girl walk again without braces or crutches. It's the dime that may prove a trial polio vaccine is effective. Yes, there is a trial polio vaccine now, which gives new hope that soon the laughter and smiles of children will never again be dimmed by cruel infantile paralysis. This is the year of decision in the fight against infantile paralysis. Your dimes will help in this mass test of the trial vaccine. Your dimes will help pay for more gamma globulin, the temporary paralysis preventive. For victory over polio, give to the March of Dimes. A blessing given is a blessing received. The dime you give to the March of Dimes is a blessing to some child crippled with infantile paralysis. So far, nobody has solved the identity of the mysterious Citizen X, who appears on the streets of Wistful Vista from time to time in the retail merchants contest. But $300 now awaits some lucky winners, and the whole town's working on it. Listen.
Yes, Mabel, I know what you mean. That contest has our house in an uproar, too. Yes. McGee's been in the den all morning working on today's clue, trying to figure out where to look for Citizen X. Must be a tough clue to solve because he took in 3 sandwiches, 2 apples, and a banana. Yes, the brain work makes him hungry, and he's determined. Oh, there's someone at the door, Mabel. Come in. I'll call you later. Bye.
Hello, Molly. How are you?
Oh, Dr. Gamble. Fine, thanks. Here, let me take your hat.
Thanks. I can't stay but a minute. I'm going to drop in the Bonton this afternoon, trap Citizen X, and close up this contest.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I thought McGee might like to come along and watch me win $300.
Oh, then you have today's clue all figured out?
Well, sure, haven't you?
I haven't even seen it yet. Right after breakfast, McGee ran out and got the morning paper, and he's been in the den with it and 3 ham sandwiches ever since.
Oh, this is ridiculous, Molly. Today's clue just gives it to you. It's the simplest clue they've had so far.
Oh, let's see it. Is that today's paper?
Sure. Here, I'll read it to you. It says, a special sale, a second floor, a bargain you never saw before. The word Bonton will help your clue. Meet Citizen X at 2:30.
My goodness, that does sound simple.
Yeah, it goes on to say Citizen X will be wearing a dark coat and hat and carrying an umbrella.
I wonder what McGee is working on so hard.
Hey, Molly. Hey, Molly, I got it.
What's the tree? Oh.
I got it solved. Listen to this, Molly. You won't believe... Oh, hi, Doc.
Hi.
I, my friends, have figured out the answer to where Citizen X is going to be in today's clue.
Congratulations, Einstein. Now get your hat, the one with the propeller on it, and we'll go down to the Bonton and look for Citizen X together.
Citizen X ain't going to be at the Bonton, Doctor.
Oh?
So don't waste your time trying to pack that round shape of yours into one of their square elevators.
Not at the Bonton?
No, sir. The minute I saw the word Bonton, I knew that couldn't be the place.
I know I shouldn't ask, Sherlock, but how did you arrive at this amazing deduction?
Simple, Dr. Watson. What is Bonton spelled backwards? Not knob, right?
Not knob.
Right, not knob.
Ho, ho, ho.
Now, we all know not means don't, and what's a knob? Something to hold on to. Put them together, and it means don't hold on to it. So I threw that part of the clue away. That eliminates the Bonton, hence it must mean someplace else. Are you two listening to me, Doc?
Oh, yes, dearie. Go on. I just felt a little dizzy, so I thought I'd sit down a minute.
Yes, go on. Don't stop now or I won't get any sleep tonight.
Well, the next thing I had to find out is where is Citizen X going to be if it ain't going to be at the Bonton. So the first line says, a special sale, a second floor. The sale is part of a boat. And where are you going to find a boat this time of the year? At the county museum where they got an old Chinese junk. And what's special about the sale on that baby? It's made out of bamboo. That's a special sale, see?
Oh, for the county museum is a one-story building, knothead. Now, what do you got to say?
Sure, and the floor in that joint was falling in until they put in a new floor last year, which makes that the second floor they've had in there. Special sale, second floor. How's that, Fatso? Pretty clever, huh?
Oh, brother. Oh, the second floor of a one-story building. A Chinese junk with a bamboo sail. Oh, wait till I tell this at the Elk Club.
Okay, fat boy, go ahead and scoff if you want to. Be right.
If he starts to run a fever, Molly, put him to bed and call me. I hope I can remember this. Bonton backwards, not knob.
So, thinks I'm funny, does he?
Looks like it.
We'll see who's funny when he comes back from the Bonton with his toes all stepped on, and I come back from the museum with $300 in my hot little hand. By George, when I nail Citizen X off.
Back to Wistful Vista in a minute.
Hello, I'm your Richard Hudnut beauty advisor with news about a home permanent that lets you curl your hair to suit yourself. It's the new Richard Hudnut Home Permanent, and it gives you exactly the kind of wave or curl you happen to want. You get a choice of 3 different waving and drying methods, and exclusive Beauty Rinse Neutralizer assures you best results no matter which method you use. For instance, if you like a casual hairdo, use the Richard Hudnut Pin Curl method. If you want a deeper, firmer wave, follow the Richard Hudnut Salon method. Or for a step-saving way to get nice, springy curls, try the Richard Hudnut On Curler method. You'll find the easy directions for all 3 methods right inside the new Richard Hudnut Home Permanent package. So you really can curl your hair to suit yourself. Just remember, it's the new Richard Hudnut Home Permanent, the only wave in the world with Beauty Rinse Neutralizer that gives you best results no matter which method you use.
Well, dearie, I will admit that's a very unusual solution to the clue.
You don't believe me either, huh?
I didn't say that. This is a silly contest, and anything could happen. Who was that on the phone a while ago?
Oh, that comic Mort Toops. Says Doc Gamble told him how I solved the clue and how I'm going out to the museum instead of the Bonton like them other rum-dums.
What did Mort think?
Them guys don't worry me. Let him laugh. Because I'm the only one in town smart enough to figure out the clue.
Are you sure you know where Citizen X is going to be?
You betcha. The county museum. And here I go.
Well, if I didn't have so much to do, I'd go with you, but... Well, look who's coming. Hello, Mr. Wimpo.
Hello, folks.
Oh, hi, Wimp.
I just stopped by to see if I can ride down to the Bonton with you, Mr. McGee, to find Citizen X. If you join us, of course, the whole town will be there.
All but me, Wimp. I'm going out to the county museum.
The county museum? Whatever brought you to that conclusion?
Oh, I haven't got time to go into details now, Wimp. Drop by in a couple hours and you can help me count the money.
hope I didn't get hold of the counterfeit clue. Did you read the one that says, a special sale, a second floor? It says, the word Bonton will help you clue, that one?
That's it, Mr. Wimple.
Not the county museum?
Yep.
Well, I'd better fly.
Look at him go. Another scoffer. Oh, by George, nothing bothers me when I know I'm right. And I'm right now, and when I'm right, I'm really right.
Right. We'll see how the others make out at the Bonton. Well, good luck, dearie.
Holy smoke, what a mess. This is the worst I ever saw.
All right, folks, don't shout, please. Please, the management of the Bonton asks that you please keep order. Please,
Quit shoving, please.
Oh, excuse me, Dr. Gamble. I didn't mean to crush you.
Oh, it's you, Wallace. What are you doing down here?
Same thing everybody else is, looking for Citizen X. It's a good thing Mr. McGee didn't come along with me. He went out to the county museum.
Oh, did he tell you about that? I thought he was silly, but I wish I was with him right now. At least it's quiet there, and you can get...
order, please. If everybody stops pushing, we'll be... Stop shoving me. Please quit pushing me, you... Hey, see that guy? He shoved him right out the window.
Yes.
Move over, Fatso. Let me through, Wimp.
McGee.
Hello there, Mr. McGee.
All right, so I changed my mind. I got a right to change my mind.
He didn't say anything.
Oh, by
We
George.
didn't say anything, Johnny.
I would have stuck with it and gone to the museum if you guys hadn't talked me out of it. Come on, which way's the second floor?
That you, McGee?
Oh, boy, what a mob at that Bonton. I saw everybody in town there but Citizen X.
The Bonton? I thought you went
I
up.
changed my mind at the last minute. At first, I was sure I'd dope the clue outright, but after Doc and Wimp came around and then talked to more Toops and Herb, well, gee whiz, I could see I was wrong. So I went to the Bonton. Oh, I'm beat.
Oh, you poor dear. If you'd only gone to the museum instead.
Yeah, I'd have had a little peace and quiet. And I'd have come just as close to Citizen X, too. I never even got to that sale on the second floor like it said. What a mess.
Seen the late paper?
Nah, I was so tired when I got out of there.
Well, listen to this. It says Citizen X again escapes detection.
Sure.
Says, what's the matter, wistful Vistons?
Yeah.
If you hadn't all followed each other like sheep to the Bonton department store today, one of you might have found Citizen X by reading between the lines of today's clue.
Between the lines. Hey, let me see that. With $300 to give away, Citizen X awaited in vain today at the county museum beside the Chinese junk with the bamboo sail. The special sale mentioned in the clue. The junk was donated some years ago by the owners of the Bonton. Oh, no. You mean I had it right all the time?
Yes, you did. If you'd only stuck by your guns, dear. Where are you going?
To get my guns, and I'm going to stick by 'em all right. The next guy that comes in here when I'm working on a clue, I'll let him have both barrels full of buckshot. Them dirty throat-cutting friends of mine.
Fibber and Molly will be right back. Tuesday nights on the NBC Radio Network, you'll hear more wonderful entertainment. So be sure to set your dial to this same station. You'll want to hear the quarter-hour song stanzas presented by the ever-popular Dinah Shore and Frank Sinatra tomorrow evening. Each of these talented entertainers presents 15 minutes of the best in popular music. Be sure to listen. And listen, too, for action-filled drama on Frank Sinatra's new mystery series, Rocky Fortune. As Rocky Fortune, you'll hear Frank Sinatra in the role of a happy-go-lucky adventurer who trades witticisms for mystery. Then, for more thrills and excitement, listen to Barry Craig, Confidential Investigator. William Gargan stars as Barry Craig, and the program is packed with thrilling adventure. Of course, Tuesday night on NBC Radio brings Dragnet, starring Jack Webb. Dragnet is the authentic story of your police force in action, the story of an actual crime told by Sergeant Joe Friday. Dragnet is exciting listening. Hear it tomorrow. Always tuned to the familiar 3 NBC chimes for the best of radio entertainment.
All right, Doc, the old man. That's okay, Wallace. I understand. Sure, Mort. I realize you feel like an idiot, Mort, and I don't blame you.
Who are you talking to, McGee?
Oh, I'm just practicing accepting apologies, kiddo. I can be big about this.
Good.
Because if them guys don't start calling up here to apologize in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to look them up one by one and beat the living daylights out of them. Them dirty double-crossing.
McGee.
Well, good night.
Good night, all.
NBC and Richard Hudnut, makers of the all-new Richard Hudnut Home Permanent with Beauty Rinse Neutralizer, brought you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. Heard on tonight's program were Bill Thompson as Mr. Wimple and the old-timer, Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Campbell, and Joe Forte as the floor washer. This is John Wald, inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Laugh again tonight with Can You Top This? On the NBC Radio Network. On the NBC Radio Network.
The Fibber McGee and Molly Show. NBC and Tums present Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show was written by Bill Leslie and Bill Dent and directed by Max Buttle. Fibber and Molly will be with you in a minute.
This is Don Wilson for Tom. Nothing quite robs vitality like a poor night's sleep. When you toss and turn all night, you just can't put your best foot forward the next day. So if you're one of many whose sleep is interrupted by acid indigestion or heartburn, keep a handy roll of Tums at bedside. Then, as soon as excess stomach acid starts churning, reach for Tums. No need to get up for glasses, water, or spoons. There's nothing to mix. You take Tums right where you are. Peel off a couple minty-tasting Tums and eat like candy. Instantly, Tums go to work to bring you wonderful relief. Then you drift back to sleep, wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, all set to put your best foot forward. Get Tums to keep at bedside. Only 10 cents a roll, everywhere.
We take you now to the regular meeting of a very exclusive breakfast club, the membership of which is composed of Fibber McGee and Molly. The Toastmaster speaks.
I'll take charge of the toaster, Jussie. How do you want your toast toasted today?
You mean I have a choice?
Yeah, any way you like it, my dear. We're supplying toast in 4 popular colors this morning.
Oh?
Beige, brown, dark brown, and that new shade, charcoal.
Just make mine a light brown, medium rare.
1 slice of toast, medium rare. Coming up. And while that's toasting, let's have a look at the morning paper and see what goes with Citizen X.
Oh, there's a whole column about the contest on page 1 there.
Yeah?
Nobody's identified Citizen X yet, and it's just got the whole town jumping.
Well, I'd have nailed him yesterday and collected $400 if I'd listened to myself instead of them other dunces. When I think how I let a bunch of knotheads like Gambling Mort Toops talk me out of...
Oh, let's not go over that again, sweetheart. Read the column there.
Now, let me see. Citizen X contest sweeping Wistful Vista. Many amusing happenings reported.
Yes, go on.
There's here P.J. Swack, who describes himself as an unemployed buggy whoop chaplain, was removed from the City Hall flagpole last midnight and booked by police on a drunk charge. When asked what he was doing at the top of the flagpole, Swack said, looking for Citizen X. Oh, gosh, imagine that.
Everything is Citizen X these days. Did you see the next item there?
Let me see. Mr. and Mrs. Calvin Coolidge Jones made the news today by naming their first child, a boy, Citizen X Jones.
Isn't that a shame, that poor child?
Yes. Says Mrs. Jones is the former Gloria Swanson Bagwell. And guess who Mr. Jones was named for? Boy, the things people do to get their name. Hey, something's burning.
Oh, it's the toaster. The toast, it's stuck in there. Pull the cord out quick. Disconnect it. I'll do it.
Give me a fork. I'll get the toast out.
Wonder what's wrong with that thing. It's always been a good little toaster. Pop-up's broken, huh?
Looks like it. But don't you worry about a thing. I'll just get out my trusty old toolbox and give this busted bread burner a fast overhaul.
Oh, no, don't bother. Eat your breakfast. We don't need toast. We can do it.
No bother at all, Molly. Glad to do it. You're just fortunate in being one of them lucky wives that when something gets busted and needs fixing around the house, you're married to a handyman.
There are two schools of thought on that, sweetheart, and I'm a graduate of both schools. Drink your coffee now.
David, I'll be right back with the toolbox. I've always wanted to see what one of them pop-up toasters look like inside.
Oh, dear. Here we go again. I wonder if I can fix it quick before he gets back. No, he'd only take it apart again anyhow, so...
Molly, McGee, anybody home?
I'm the kitchen, Dr. Gamble. Come on out.
Good morning, Molly, and